Yeah, yo, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Be that boy Lane Leezy.
It's JC the Light.
And this is Set the Tone podcast. You know, today we got some like legendary status for those who do know, and for those who don't know, you know, definitely tap in from the Q Borough, but touching into lanes way beyond. We got friends, brothers, Superstar J, and DJ Love Dinero. You know what I mean? Mixtape General to be exact. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm on that type of time too. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, welcome. Coming through, Set the Tone podcast. And that's
no problem, man. You know,
over here, that's what we do. We here to set the tone. So, you know, for those who might not know, like, where did it really start? I know Queens, of course, but you know, y'all both Northside. So that, especially from y'all era coming up, because, you know, from before we heard of the generation of the Clues, the Envies, but with my generation and even the generation now still, because y'all tapped in coming from the North, how was that? Like, with y'all startup?
I let Love talk.
well, I mean, how you want to start is like the beginning.
Like, what's the beginning for Love Dinero? Yes.
I started off doing mixtapes in the late 90s.
90s, okay.
All right, and I did like maybe two actual mixtapes.
What got you into it, though? Like, what made you even say, yo, I want to fuck with that?
I always wanted, like, the Clue tapes, the Ike Loves, the Buddha Barbers, like the mixtapes. I was really into that. So, you know, at that time, I could say, well, mixtapes was different. You know what I'm saying? So, I started doing blend tapes. And
okay, the blends.
I did 2 blend tapes, and then after the blend tapes, I started doing a freestyle tape. This is when I caught my break because I got local artists in the neighborhood, which y'all know, the Stack Bundles, the Grits Gang, Lloyd Banks, Toyin before they got on. Who else was on the mixtape?
How'd you get
Joe
to that?
Buttons.
I mean, for being a Northside DJ, or was y'all just
I had a
booming
manager
so
named,
much?
my manager Sean Dawn. He's from 134 in Godboro. He's from South Rockaway, and his man Rodell was cool with Rough Hands. They all was together. You know, they all
rest in peace, Rough Hands.
Rough Hands, you know what I'm saying? So Rough Hands was his man. So he introduced me to Rough, and that's how I got to Yayo and Banks.
Did you tap in with Fifth before that at that time?
I didn't really know Fifth. Rest in
okay.
peace, my man Katif. He was the one that put me on to Fifth because we was going to August Martin together. I know Banks from August Martin.
Wait, you went to August Martin?
Yeah, I went to August Martin, yeah.
Northside?
Yeah. But before August Martin, I met him and Jack. I was a freshman and he was a senior.
You met Jay
and Jack. I was a freshman.
So you went to 2 different joints?
Yeah, I went to 2 different high schools.
High schools? Okay.
So I went 1 year in Jack, and then
you left Jack and said, fuck, I'm going to Martin?
My friends, I was on Clown Time. All my friends was at August Martin, so I ended up going over there.
Oh, so you're like, I'm about to link with my boys.
So now when I go to August Martin, I was DJ Love at the time. I wasn't Love Dinero yet. I was DJ Love.
Right.
So my first 2 mixtapes, my first mixtape I put out was DJ Love.
Okay.
First mixtape was called Smooth Operator. So it was a blend tape with some records, whatever. And then my next tape was called It's Time to Get Paid.
Blending what, like
R&B
joints,
R&B hip hop.
So you was on that? I got you. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So after that, my second tape was Love Dinero. So now it was a DJ that was out named J Love at the time. You know what I'm saying? J Love is known for doing like best ofs and a lot of underground stuff. So I didn't want to confuse people with DJ Love and J Love. So I needed something to separate me from J Love. So I came up with Love Dinero when I was in Spanish class in August Martin. So now I added Dinero to Love, and that's when I started doing those mixtapes. So now I did 2 tapes under Love Dinero, and then after that I did the freestyle tape. So fast forward, ended up getting out of Martin or whatever.
So you doing all this while you're in high school?
Nah, I'm out of high school.
Oh,
I did 2 mixtapes while I was in high school.
Right.
So now I know the time go by. This is like 98, 99, 2000. I started putting out the mixtapes. My first freestyle mixtape was called Order in the Court. Right, okay. So this one shot my Decker, a.k.a. Rough Hands. He was a rapper. He was rapping at the time.
Rough Hands
was down with this group called Rags to Riches, which was him and Tony Ayo. I don't know if people remember that.
I did not know that.
They used to have I don't know, back in the days, you see everybody had their pictures and stuff running around, like putting in different stores and what that. They had promo pictures.
Okay.
So they was Rags to Riches. I think it was signed to First Choice. I don't know if y'all remember First Choice Studio.
I don't remember the name.
That was an ill studio. Like, we're going to get down to the story because there's a lot of legendary shit that happened that nobody really knows. So First Choice, I think he was signed to them at that time or whatever. So Ruff was rapping. I didn't know Ruff was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But he was calling himself Sean Montega. I think his name was something else.
That was his rap name? Sean Montega?
Sean Montega was his rap name at the time I remember, but I think it was called something else with him and Yayo because they was a group.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, Tony Yayo was a group.
Okay.
So now, when I do my first mixtape, Sha was on there and Tony Yayo, they was together. Matter of fact, they did freestyles by themselves. Trying to think who else on the tape now. It was the Grits Gang. It was Marty, Shan the Hoodlum, D Domination. No, free him. He's locked up right now.
Oh, okay, free Domination.
Who else was the Grits Gang at that time? I think it was just those 4 members at that time. So now the first tape was called Order in the Court. I'm just trying to remember this because this is like damn near, this is about 20 years ago. 20 years old up years ago. So if I'm messing up on the story, I'm just trying to get it together. So now it's me, my man Sam Sneed, and Rainstorm. We formed Dust Till Dawn. Sneed the Barber. Y'all know him, Sneed the Barber now, but he was Sam Sneed, the executive at that time. He was handling all of my business at the time. He was calling my mixtapes, like he was running around. He was doing everything like behind the scenes for Love Dinero. Sometimes he was acting Love Dinero on the phone, like he was calling mixtapes. He was doing all that. So we would go to the studio together. We all would put our money together. We would pay for studio time. The studio called what was the name? What was Pete Long's studio name, man? Damn. Ground Productions, I think he called it. And Pete Long's studio was on Farmers off of Quinta. So Pete Long was known for MC Shan, and I think he had a lot of different like old school people, but he had one of the illest studios in Queens. Like he had the real down there, like like a full studio in the basement. Like I don't think nobody's studio at this time was able to mess with him. This was before when they went digital. This is before the digital. This is when it was going straight to hard drive, and it was like a hard drive that we was recording off of in ADATs. So I did Order in the Court, I did Court as Adjourned, and I did Not Guilty.
Oh, you was on some court theme.
Yeah, the theme joint.
Some
then I
court
did Streets
themed
is Talking.
tapes.
I did Streets is Talking. So now my breakthrough was like when I really came through was Volume 3, which is Not Guilty. I had a cover. I had OJ and Puff on the cover.
All right.
So now this is when Puff went through the case with Sean.
Okay.
And
The
OJ
J-Lo
and the J-Lo situation, and then OJ, it was like Not Guilty because both of them was not guilty. So that was the name of the tape. So that tape took off, and that tape had Stack Bundles, TL.
Rest in peace. Shout out TL.
The Grits Gang, which was Sky Zoo at the time, Domination, Splash, Pesos. It was a lot of them. Splash.
Wave.
Yeah,
Free my boy Splash.
Yeah, he was on there.
Free the Wave. Yeah.
Pesos. He was a part of that.
Oh, okay.
Damn, who else? I'm just trying to remember these names. Joe Buttons was on that tape. Ty Murder. Of course, Banks. But Stack Bundles, I'm not gonna lie to you, he stood out on that mixtape, like because he was from Far Rockaway.
A different type of time.
And this is his first time ever rapping on this mixtape. I didn't know that. He did Not Guilty, and he bodied it. Him and Marty.
First time I heard Stacks was on your tape.
All right, so him and Marty went to school with Stack. They went to August Martin, but he came to August Martin after I left. So I never got a chance to meet him in August Martin.
Cool, yeah.
So now Stack Bundles is on that mixtape, and Stack made my mixtape sell out on the Avenue. Like this is when you had 1 million mixtapes out. When
he just went that crazy.
And he had Far Rockaway supported him. When I say they supported him, they went up there and bought all my mixtapes. So that right there. So now when I did Streets is Watching,
alone
was out the window. That it took me somewhere else at that time. So now I do the next tape, which was Streets is Talking, and I had all the street sounds on there. I had Foch, Merrick, like Southside, Northside, Hollis, Murdoch, Linden, the whole Queens. I had North and South on the cover.
Okay.
And Stack Bundles and Lloyd Banks. At that time, Lloyd Banks was he signed yet?
Hell no.
No, he wasn't signed. Hell no, he wasn't signed. I'm bugging. He wasn't signed.
There's no G on him.
Hell no.
At the time.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, the funny thing about this story...
1-3-4 All-Stars at that time?
He won 3-4 All-Stars at the time, yeah.
But at the time on the streets, you on a mixtape, you felt like you was signed anyway.
Yeah.
That's how much buzz was in the streets.
Because the love,
How did you come up with the covers of these mixtapes? Did you come up with it or somebody else came up with them?
Well, I had a designer at the time. Like, I knew, like, the way the game was going, like, you got to think, I was doing mixtapes, so I remember them having the actual typewriter-looking covers with the black and white, the colorful joints. Yeah. So the graphics started changing, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, to where it's at now, it was nowhere nothing like that. So I had an ill designer. His name was Dooley Graphics. Before Dooley, I had P-Type. P-Type was doing Clues, Cutmaster C, Envy. He was an ill designer, but I couldn't, like, you know, after a while, you know, he's busy. He got all of them.
He got all that going on.
Rough Hands ended up putting me on a Dooley Graphics, and Dooley was ill. Like, I would give him concepts, and he would give me shit back, and it was fire. So now, The Streets is Talking, Volume 4. I think I had Joe Buttons on there, and I had Webb. Shout out to Free Webb. He did a drop for me. Like, I had legendary shit on there. Shout out to Joe the Boss, you know what I'm saying? I had them doing drops on the mixtapes and, like, giving them, like, you know, showing hood niggas love.
Yeah.
So that's what helped those mixtapes go, because I know if they, you know how
they
like,
tap in,
if they feel like they on it, like, yo, you know, they gonna push it harder.
They gonna promote it for you.
They gonna help you push it.
Yeah.
So y'all met in high school, right?
Yeah, we met in high school.
Okay. So Superstar, you started DJing at the same time? Or
I mean,
how was your
is
start?
your story? Or
I mean,
maybe just-
we
no,
still got some
I was getting interested. No, personally, he was younger than me. You know what I'm saying?
I am younger than you. He was younger. I am
was.
younger than you. I'm older than him now.
I mean, you got a beard. He had no. I understand. Yeah.
Nah,
We sound like
he
sports.
was relax, bro. Did I put you on?
Nah,
I can see this brother vibe right here. I see it.
So what happened was when I started DJing. First of all, I didn't want to be a DJ. That's not what I tend to do. I played ball. You know what I'm saying? I was real nice in ball, like real nice.
Talk your talk, boy. Talk your talk.
I mean, you know, I came around your way and gave you a thing. I know that. He played against me a couple times in my prime. Yeah, touched the rack, like stuff like that. Like Wyanda, I killed.
Shout out Shadyville, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roy Wilkins and
Oh,
you know what I mean? I was
took
like
your talents places.
I was a phenom. Like, you know what I mean? ISA, like Hoop Scoop. I was like number 11 in basketball. Like, that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I was nice. And, you know, to the kids out there, even with rap, even with ball, DJing, just being nice at a young age, that shit is like a professional job, because you got to do this shit every night. So, you know what I mean? I'm nice at 12. I had to do this shit to 18 and 19. You know what I mean? To this day, you got niggas I bust that, you know, you bust their ass, you don't even know who they are. Yeah, nigga, I got you. Like, nigga, I'm damn near. It's like, I don't even play ball no more.
I'm just relaxing.
So, when I came up, and the DJ was like the hero in our hood. You know what I mean? Like, I came up watching LL in the white limo. You know, I'm going to 36 and running to the limo, and LL's waving, and we running to his crib. So Run DMC, like, you know what I mean, seeing them. So when the art of DJing it was always a mic guy. You know what I mean? So I always had the gift of gab. So that's probably how I became a DJ, and I knew music. But I came up with my brother, my family, Duke Diggler. He was the DJ. So we would do blend tapes. I would talk. I'll be the MC. They call me Basketball J. You know what I mean? That was my name. That's what the hood called me, because I could play ball. My man was J Teeth, because he had big ass teeth. So they had two J's, and they called me Basketball J Teeth. So what came about was I was from 196. I'm like the cusp of Farmers and Linden.
Okay.
But I'm a Linden nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I grew up Linden, got my scars there, had fights there. I'm a Linden nigga. So up the block was 196. I'm from Religion 194, but you know, when you click up, it's 196.
That's the main
so
block.
we was called six niggas. So we used to do mixtapes before my man got locked up for murder. You know what I'm saying? So his name was DJ Highlight. So we used to look up to him, and Buddha Barber was down the block. Ike Love was down the block. I never ever met Ike Love. I didn't know who he was. We just looked up to him. So, you know, you had the backyard parties, and we like, yo, Ike Love's going to DJ. Had the little paper flyers, and my grandma's bought me turntables.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I didn't, you know, I could not, I didn't, you
For
know,
no
shout out to
reason, you didn't ask
landlord.
for it or nothing like that?
Huh?
You didn't ask for nothing?
Nah, I want the DJs. Like, you know, I came up with the Jam Master J.
So
Like,
I want
Jam Master J was the hero. Like, he was like the thug guy. He could,
Rest in peace,
like, you know what I mean? Rest in peace. Like, running them was like, you know what I mean? But Jam Master J, you kind of felt like he was the dude behind it. You know what I mean? So I was like the Jam Master J. And my mother bought me belt drive turntables. I'm busy playing ball. My brother Duke would come up in the attic, and we used to just do blend tapes, press, you know, run, press play and record and do a blend. You know what I mean? Not people don't understand. Like, I was nice in blends. I would put blends together. I wasn't nice in cuts, but I knew how to blend.
Okay.
So because blends, like Love will tell you, blends, you was like that man if you could blend.
Yeah.
So I could blend. So I would blend, and we would do tapes, and I would talk to him. So this was me, my man T-Ron. He was next door to me. He was like a dude that could cut. He couldn't talk. Nobody could really talk. Only two people that could talk was, and this is a thing, was Gangsta Lou. Okay. Gangsta Lou, who rap, you know what I mean, Coons. Mm-hmm. He could DJ. He really could DJ. Like, he was a DJ, but I grew up with him, like, since 8. We was in PS 36 together. So I was the only one with the equipment. Everybody else is like, nigga, we going to your crib and record. So we do 18 recordings. While I'm playing ball, I would do tapes. So fast forward, I'm in Jack. I would do a blend tape. I give everybody my blend tape. Hey, yo, you know what I mean? And you know, this is when the stationary shit. You know, when you had a stationary, you had to find a stationary. You had to stamp the mixtape. Like I still, you know, man, I had to stamp. So it was 6 niggas mixtapes. So I would talk basketball, Jay, ooh, all that dumb shit. You know what I mean? Because I hate listening to my mixtapes now. I tell Love, like I'll be yelling, you know what I mean? But I met Love. It's kind of crazy because all my best friends I never like knew or didn't know of or like. So I met Love through my man Kev, amazing brother.
Oh, okay.
I think Love was DJing his girl party.
Yeah, Thomasina's.
I think this is before the Jack, right?
Nah, we was in.
It's in Jack. I was a very heavy dude. You know what I mean? Jack, like you know, he was a freshman. I was basketball. You know,
I was about to ask, how is that with the DJ and being the popular guy in school?
I mean, I was always I always say to people, and you know, in my position, in anybody's position, and not putting anybody, I was never a Herb. Like, I was always the popular guy. Like, I went to 36 in the north side, but my grandma's was the lunch lady in IS 109. Oh, so I went to Shadyville. I was supposed to be in 192 or 59. But I went there, so Shadyville was like a different country for me. I never knew about Shadyville. I didn't know nothing. All I knew was when I came in, these niggas was thorough. I came up with Jeff and you know what I mean, Jeff with the light blue 8-ball bubble, you know what I mean, and my man Moyo and them Warren, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a different type of shit. I came in there with Patrick Ewing's on, and I put them shits in my locker, and I walked on barefooted. I got them shit stolen. Like, I had my basketball sneakers. I came back. I had the suede.
In Shadyville, they ain't playing, right?
Yeah, they wasn't playing. Like, this was a whole different. Like, I came in like
that counted, right?
Like, I came in and got dropped in a country I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
So like, the only thing was related. My first week, I had to fight a nigga in the bathroom, and I scrapped the nigga down, and the first person I ever met, he's like, "You fucked that nigga up." And it was Ken. But you know what I mean? But Ken could fight too. So we all related. But then the first time we ever met, I beat the nigga up, and then I met this nigga in the bathroom. Pause. Like, every time it was a moment. So I met him in the bathroom. I beat this nigga up, and then I met him in the bathroom. I was taking a shit, and he was like, he said, "Yo, you taking a shit?" And I was like, "Oh man, I was like, shut the fuck up." And this was the after school program, so it was like, but I could ball, so I related with D. I related to all of them playing ball. So,
you went to school in Jack with KB too?
Yeah, man. This is my shit, man.
I tell you, I met him in Jack.
You gotta understand, nigga. When you was young, I was in the parties with June and all this. June and Lou, they were too young. Lou was little and June was little. So they always had friction because they was little niggas that was popping. You know what I mean? So when I came up, you know, I came up with D, I came up with McGee, I came up with what's my man name?
Ox.
My man who did, I'm bugging. Ree. I came up with Ree.
Yeah.
I came up with Ree, and I came up. Who looks like Ree? It's another person that looks like Ree.
Who? Halu.
So Halu. My man Halu. Like, these are guys was like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Even my man Tafala, them niggas was hustling on Francis Lewis. Like, they had, like, you would see every pass, you would see them out there. Like, the fuck are they out there? By Jack. And Jeff. So when I came to Jack, I wasn't, and to everybody, I should have never went to Jack.
Oh, okay.
If I wanted to play ball.
That's crazy you said that. Because I should have never went to August Mall.
You know what I mean? I should have never went to Jack. I was
Queen School.
I was straight.
That shit was no good, man.
I had a great summer. you know, a hood summer. You know what I mean? Shootouts was regular to us. You know what I mean? Like, everything. I went to Jack Summer School at 8th grade. Jack Summer School was, like, fucking crazy. Like, niggas bringing guns and all of it. But I was obsessed with the shit.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's a
I'm
lifestyle.
tall, so I'm bagging all the senior bitches. They thinking I'm older. I'm only in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta go here because all the bitches is on my dick. I could dress.
It's
I'm
around the
already
town,
solidified
all
with
that,
my Linden
yeah.
niggas. I'm good. So I went to Jack. And then I played 192. Shout out to my man Stu. Shout out to you know, Just was younger than me. 20 was younger than me. But I gave them the business. 50 points. I went to 59.
50
So hold on, you trying to tell me you gave 20 work?
That come on, my nigga.
asking
Like
the
this is all. He was young.
Documented,
Like
he
he
knows-
was watching me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is no disrespect.
asking the question.
No,
20
it's the facts.
I
Yeah.
ain't gotta lie, bro. Like this ain't nothing. We talking about DJing. This is all facts.
Yeah.
This is basketball J facts, not superstar J facts. This is real live facts.
Okay.
Like, nigga, you ain't being in Hoop Scoop number 12 in the city if you ain't nice. This
That's
is
a
Ron
fact.
Niclario out of Cardozo. I'm in
Yes,
Jackson.
yes.
Ron Niclario does not like Coach Granby. You know what I
But
mean?
he's
So
pulling up, seeing what's going on.
this is what I'm doing. I'm in IS8 playing in junior Knicks. You know what I mean? So a lot of my relationships related with ball. So, but I was playing ball hard. So Granby gave me an offer I can't refuse. I could have went to Christ the King. I could have went to Holy Cross. But I had to play freshman, which I should have played because that would have made me better. But
you went at Voss
Granby's
right away.
like, I go to 192 All-Star game. I'm dunking at 8th grade. I'm really dunking, slamming on niggas, backboard, cocky like Superstar J is now. This is all my same energy for my whole life. Leo energy, well, so Granby's like, yo, come to Jack. You start freshman year. I'm like, fuck
Nothing
that,
to talk
nigga. I'm
about. Let's
starting.
go.
So I hit the, you know what I mean? So I start freshman year. I'm playing ball, but I'm DJing. I'm not DJing. I'm putting out mixtapes. Senior year, catapult. I'm doing like basement parties and all this shit, talking, you know, $2 to get in, all this shit. Everybody that was my niggas knew I used to do this. We used to go because my backyard was like, I had a backyard that had an ill hoop. Like everybody would play there, 20 out. Like niggas were like, yo, this is like the NBA. So we would play there, and I met Love, him DJing my man party because he played ball with me. Like all the niggas that in life, I
So you
played
was
ball with.
established in DJing
I was
before
established,
he
yeah.
was. Oh, okay.
Because I started
My fault.
DJing when I was in the 5th grade. So I did my 8th grade. I'm going to say 8th grade. I did my 5th grade prom. I was throwing parties back in, like, so when I got to high school, I was already solidified.
See, but I didn't know about him, so I don't
He
know.
didn't know
what
me.
I'm saying.
I'm just saying in general.
He solidified in his generation.
In my
I know what's
generation.
going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm in here like, okay, all right, you got the young boy in here. Cool. I'm not really thinking about this shit. So fast forward, we do. I'm in college now. Okay. So I'm in college.
What college is this?
I went to Buffalo State College for a year. I was supposed to go for a year because I was supposed to go to West Virginia. Me not knowing, this is what I'm saying with Jack, is like, I didn't have a father. My father passed away. I didn't have an uncle. I had cousins. I was damn near putting myself in five-star camp, putting myself in Nike camp. Like, my coach held my letters. I'm like, why would you hold my letters? Because he wanted me to go to, like, his college. So, So, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? I always say this to everybody. Like, I had to sizzle my letters in his, like, because he had his office. And I'm like, damn,
You
my
had to break in
nigga.
his office to get your letters?
Yeah, I broke in his desk to get my letters.
What?
Like, it was like fucking Silly and Color Purple when she found all the letters.
Yeah, like,
So her sister like, oh shit, like, so them shits is all right there, like,
what?
so I'm like, what the fuck, like, nigga, this
like,
shit crazy,
you know, I had
like,
all this going
see it
on.
all, you know what I mean? You know,
What?
I don't know if you play ball, like, you would get letters, like, that shit would boost you, like, letters and
Jake Shuttlesworth
news,
shit.
like
Yo, you go to
newspaper
Ball State?
clippings would have me hyped. Like, you know, I had to make the newspaper every time. Like, nigga, I got 19, I'm getting the newspaper. Newsday, I'm buying the Newsday. You see a little James Hamilton, this and that. So, fast forward to college. I'm in college. I'm a realist to the point. Basketball wasn't just that. It was like, I'm in college. I'm bagging all the bitches. I'm loving, you know what I mean? I'm getting used to this little Division III school that I'm trying to get my grades up. Because SAT, I didn't know that you had to get over 800 or
Whatever,
I had a 720. I was like, I'm good. Like, 720.
That's
like,
a good score
that's a
right
dub.
there. It's
yeah,
fucking
like,
hard.
and you coming on where we've been contacting you. So you got to do this and then come to where you at. So the first year, I'm killing. I break my ankle. I'm like the Northwestern Conference player at that shit.
Okay.
I'm doing my thing. Break my ankle. I've never had an injury in my life. I tried to dunk on like some big white boy in Niagara Falls. I remember that day. Big red bone looking ass nigga. I come, try to sling it. I come, I sit, his feet is like 15. I come, see my shit snap. Boom! My shit hanging. I'm like, oh shit, I don't even know I have a foot no more. The shit just hanging. The trainer comes, hey James, I said, don't fucking touch me. I'm in the worst pain in my life, yo. Never seen it. I'm nursing my shit back. I said, yo, I'm not in a wheelchair. Bitches is willing me and taking me to therapy. Ladies, you know what I mean? Because I got a daughter, so I'll be trying to get away from the bitches shit. Ladies is moving me on there, and I'm like, shit whack, man. Like, I'm in D3, like, these niggas probably gonna recruit over me. West Virginia ain't even hollering no more.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
your stock went down when you went to that school.
all the way down. My stock didn't go down. When I broke my ankle, I was still, you can't talk to the head coach. You still can talk to the assistant.
Of course.
Assistant started even hitting. No more calls. James, what you doing in your thing?
Like, what's going on?
As soon as I say, yo. Like, yo, I'm playing this. So I had to find a way to do something. So me is like, I'm just from the hood. I don't like, and people who know me, they be like, that nigga Jay is kind of standoffish. It's not that. It's just that I have to, like, when you fuck with me, you fuck with me. Like, anybody that know me, like, yo, I have conversations with you. If you ain't never have a conversation with me, I ain't a nigga that's gonna jump on your lap. So maybe that's probably why. And he'll tell you, like, I like, anytime I overextended myself, it always backfires. And he'll tell you this, like, I remember I was in high school and I'm in my freshman year and I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, this the ill nigga from Farmers. I'm like, what up? He like, I'm like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean, looking crazy. So I'm like, I'm gonna extend this up to this nigga. Fuck this nigga, I'll beat him up. But I'm like, all right, this nigga's ill. He has guns. I'm not dealing with this nigga at all. So
it's a New York thing.
Yeah, comes to find out. So I bring my turntables up there. I had my man Kev. This nigga didn't even graduate high school, but I got him in college. That's how nice I was.
What?
I told the coach.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
Coach, I need my man to come to school.
I didn't know. They wanted me so bad. They like, yo, just play 1 year.
That's fire.
I'm like, you got to bring my man with me. My man Kev Mitchell. So we sitting.
That's fire.
We sitting like fall semester. My EOP counselor like, yo, Dick Beard is like, Kevin doesn't even have credits to be in college. I was like, what? So I go in we got the same dorm room. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is, my nigga? He's like, nah, man, I just want to, you know what I mean? I didn't want to disappoint you. I'm like, nigga. This nigga
That was crazy when they told me that story.
This nigga goes back to Jack and finishes his credits and come back up. So,
okay. Well, at least he did that, because another nigga.
I mean, that's ill. I'm an ill nigga because I still got him back in the school with this shit. So, I bring my turntables up there. My name is Basketball J. You know what I mean? So I'm DJing. My thing is the females. I fuck with the females. So I'm fucking with the fraternity. I mean the sororities. All right. Couldn't be no fraternity, nigga. I'm not a herb. Nobody's beating up on me. This is I came up solidified. I'm talking to senior niggas like, what up? Like, I'm coming straight out of the hood out of fucking shootouts. So college is like a joke, right? Joke to me. Like, yeah, nigga, like, I didn't came out of real shootouts running. So I'm like, I'm nice and bull. I already had that. These niggas ain't shit. I'm getting the coach, you New York guys, and this and that. So I DJ this girl's thing in the lunchroom. Okay. So I'm DJing. Some dude come up. His name is Brian, man. He passed away too. Rest in peace to him. He was like, who's that? He's like, that's DJ Basketball J. He's like, you should have got me. The hating shit. I'm way better than this guy. And I'm like, man, fuck this nigga. Like, so I went super hard. So I'm telling people, like, so now my man who's doing radio, college radio, he's a senior. He like, yo, I ain't got no DJ. You can come and DJ. So I'm bringing my crates there. I'm DJing at 12. It's called the Midnight Run. I'm DJing there. So we in this lunchroom. I'm talking shit, nigga. I'm going to do the Spring Fest. I'm doing all this shit. My man was like, my man Ben, African dude, he's like, yo, man, You always talking to superstar shit, man. You should call yourself Superstar J. I was like,
that's where the name came from? That's good. I
damn.
like that. I never knew that.
That's crazy. You never knew that.
I like that.
I said, damn. I said, Superstar J sound ill.
Yeah.
And my other man, Kuntz, that's a jeweler, he was like, yo, you should do that. And he would cut his hair. I used to put mixtapes out in college, and I went from doing college radio, me being the smart nigga I am, I would act like I'm a big radio station. And back in the days, records was money. But if you had a label connect, they would send you records. So if I was on radio, records would come. So records are coming crazy. I'm doing this shit, and I'm making it. And I remember the first time Def Jam called me. He's like, yo, we doing a radio run. We got Foxy and we got Nori. We want to come to your station. To this day, I spoke, when I did an interview with Nori, I was like, yo, I was that guy. I don't know if you remember, you and Capone came to thing, you smoking a cigarette because they told you to put the cigarette out in the lunchroom. You wouldn't put it out. He's like, nah, where's the interview at? And he looked, he said, what the fuck is this? This is a college radio station? I was like,
Yeah.
he's like, yo, shorty, I fuck with you. I fuck with you hard. And
You spun that.
And I did an interview. I did Foxy Brown. I started doing all the concerts. I started being on radio, and I started doing all the parties like 5 nights a week. So now I'm like Superstar J. I quit ball. I had a fight with my best friend, the point guard. He wasn't passing to me, but I made that as an excuse to quit because we had a black coach that was an intern. He didn't want me to quit. He's like, James, you gotta play. And I was like, we played, and Ray wasn't scoring. I was like, man, fuck, nigga, you ain't. We started thumping. He's like, both of y'all out of the team, you're suspended. I was like, great, because I got a party tonight, and I started doing all these parties.
That move anyway. Word.
And then I'm gonna fast forward to Back to Love. Is I'm the man. With me and my mans, we bought a crib, a rundown crib, had fiends fix the crib. So we rented out the crib. So we had people living in the crib while we was living there. We the landlords, we bought a crib at a mortgage for like $8,000.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like a big crib at a mortgage in Buffalo. Buffalo's like rundown, but Buffalo is where I got Superstar J from. That's where I know Benny. I knew all these dudes.
So you knew them dudes prior from those times?
We both know him, but this is Superstar J run. He's younger than me.
Get down to that.
So I knew Benny and all these dudes.
He was at the Q Borough Classics.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that, though.
Hustling his CDs. Like, this is 2009. So when I come back to New York, I'm doing major parties. I'm Superstar J. I walk in. And this is when I'm kind of diesel cut up. I'm taking my shirt off.
You're still decent now.
Yeah, I had to get my shit back together, but I was really that nigga. So I come back. I'm nobody. It's New York.
Wow.
It's my city.
Like,
Nah, you took
I don't know about his city. I heard about it.
It's love.
Listen.
That's how you know about it.
Listen. So, because I'm not, you know what I mean?
He's not here. I'm here.
Listen.
Right.
You listen. I don't know what's going on. No, I'm not. I don't know.
Upstate.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I've heard of him, so I got to say that.
Okay.
My man Mel, right? He's from Farmers, crazy nigga. This is my man 3D's brother.
Okay.
Dion, right? So met him from Ball. You know what I mean? And he was telling me about this guy.
Melody was Striz?
Nah. I'm talking about Batman.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he'll tell you. That's my young boy. Like he came up under me. So I'm just being real. He'll tell you how nice I was. He's seen me. That man was gymnastics. He just started playing ball. I made all my niggas play ball around my way. So anyway, some nigga like, yo, this nigga Love Dinero is playing. I got the radio station, so when I'm playing mixtapes, Buffalo niggas like the campus, they going crazy. So it was just one freestyle, and it was on a Young Gifted and Black beat. And this nigga Banks, he like hood fan. I got hoes blowing me like Nintendo games. And I'm like, all I hear is, wow, that's cool. Love Dinero. Now on top of it, I'm trying to put my shit out because I play ball.
So my man, which is, I'm going to take over the story now. So my man, which is his man, Ramel, he puts me on with him and take me to the studio. So now fast forward, I'm from Farmers in Henderson.
Okay.
So like being from Henderson, before, which
on
is H,
Farmers is more down,
which is HNY now, but back then when I was outside, it was 20 projects. So when I was going to August Martin, I was going. Yeah, it was 20. It was because of the red buildings. You know, the buildings used to be red over there.
Yeah.
So I missed a part of my story. Shout out to my man H-Bomb. He was down with a group called Body Snatchers. They went to Jack before he did, and then they changed their name to 456. So I did my first mixtape at Bomb's house in the red buildings.
Okay.
Good,
All right.
good history.
Good history. So now,
Good history.
like once again, I got the best of both worlds because I'm from Farmington, Henderson.
Yeah.
So me being from Farmington, Henderson, I'm more on Henderson because this is where my music career starts because I'm on the main block.
Main block,
So now
right.
I have my man Black.
A set of towns
Yes.
that people weren't even touching.
Yeah, they can't touch. So
yeah.
20 Projects was known for a lot of shit that was going on. So I didn't really have a hard
20
time.
Projects is a whole nother world.
it's another world.
HOI is like,
Yeah.
Which is-
you
I
enter
didn't-
into
the new
Jurassic
I
generation-
never even
Park.
heard that name.
Yeah, it was 20 Projects.
Yeah.
So
I never
me
even
being
heard
from
that
20,
name.
I used to have the 20 Project shirts from Shirt King, the airbrush shirts. I used to go to Southside, and I had my man Black that was from Farmers from 109. He was one of the illest DJs, and I think he learned from a DJ from across town from JT. He was the DJ in the club, so. He was nice, so I started following around with him, like being under him because he was older than me. So I used to be calling him, "Come to the crib. I need to know these patterns and whatnot." So he used to show me certain shit. So he put me with his man named Cash, which was from Hollis.
Okay.
We started Def Wax Entertainment. See, I kind of missed that part of the story, so I had to go back a little bit. Now,
He would have a better story than me.
I just
We're talking 2 decades though.
Yeah,
So
this is
you might
more
miss
than that
some
Yo,
because
shot, tell him it's definitely not going to happen. But
no. I'm just saying, like at this time, he put me with Cash. Cash is from Hollis.
Yeah.
Cash uncle was Ronnie Ray, who used to run around with Run DMC.
Okay.
So now Ronnie Ray was a big dude on Hot. Like he was a big deal because he was running around with Run DMC, JMSJ and all of them. So he used to get records from Def Jam and certain shit. So we started throwing parties. We used to rent spots out, charge $2, and we was
Nigga,
running around.
forward it to your career, nigga. When
No,
Love Dinero's
I am. I'm going to get to that. So now,
He was-
that's
no,
I forgot about that. But I can't forget
we
that.
did the tykes, man. Go
All right,
back
so
to
now-
why you popping, man. Why I found out about you.
Now I'm gonna get back to that. So now,
Ruddy
me
Ray.
being from the north side,
shout to Ruddy Ray, but
we got Ja Rule from Woodhall.
Fix the shit here.
Oh wait, you put
No, this-
he got on your tapes?
Nah,
tomorrow, too?
but Ja, I
No, it's
watched
not
Ja.
on. It's on.
I used to see Ja when I was going to 192.
It's
So
not
on. Oh,
I
okay.
seen Irv and them
This
doing
part.
running around doing this shit with Mike Geronimo.
the
So now,
the mic part, the phone. There you go.
nah, because I can't
Global
forget
now.
part of so,
Oh, right,
my
no,
story.
no,
So
no,
now,
facts,
like I said, me
facts.
being from that
that was
side,
Mad Mo right there.
I was cool.
Nah, never.
I knew who
So
Black
that's some
Child
Harlem
was
shit, man.
because
Okay.
it's an ill story. Because I knew who Black Child was, and Ja was his man, and Ja was from Woodhall. So I seen when Ja took off when he first did "Can I Get It What" back in '98, and like he used to be outside, like in front of the buildings, and I just seen him go from 0 to 100. So fast forward, because I gotta tell him this because I went to school on South Side,
Yeah.
and when me going to school on South Side, Katif was my man. Was rest in peace to him for one.
I got a hotter story to him. But
This guy's something else, man. So now with me knowing
Y'all don't wanna hear this
like
shit.
me going to school with Banks and them,
Yeah.
I'm cool with them. This is before they took off.
Yeah.
So now we fast forward
all
until
connects.
it connects now. So now I'm in Amazon DJing.
This one I didn't know who
He
he was.
didn't know who I was. So this is
Yeah.
why I'm trying to get to the part of the story so I can segue
Make it
faster.
right.
We
Cause
can come
I
together.
wasn't
together.
fucking with this nigga a little bit because I didn't know who he was. It was competition. They try
Okay.
to actually we're gonna get into. They try to put us against each other.
Against each other.
So now I'm
Queen
DJing. I'm
shit.
DJing at Amazora.
Mean shit. man.
Yayo is my man because I used to take him and Banks to the studio. Like, I
Okay.
used to just drive in my car, so go pick them up, give them beats on tapes, not CDs, tapes.
Okay.
Get them instrumentals, like actual
on the
tapes,
tape.
yes.
All right.
You know, tapes and give it to them, and like I need you to rap to this beat because I gave him that Big Daddy Kane beat, Young Black and Gifted. I heard him on that. So
So all y'all DJs for mixtapes, right? When these niggas was who created that whole shit was shout out to my man QP Masterminds, right? Niggas was not rapping on beats, industry beats.
no, it wasn't.
We started that. I mean, Mastermind started that. Then I did a tape that was called Old Baby Tape, right? First, we did with Masterminds, right? 50 Cent, Tony Ayo, and Mutt Lowe
Okay.
was in a studio, right? We had, this is when Can first came out with That's Me.
That's Me.
So it's Ike Love, QP. We go to some disclosed studio. It wasn't disclosed, but I don't know what it was.
It was where y'all was on the Avenue.
Nah, it was like on Laurelton. It was like in the cut.
Was
Yeah,
it
Rosedale.
That was first choice.
First choice. That was I guess that was the first choice, right?
Yeah, that might have been the first one. Yeah, because they moved. I think.
Right there.
So I mean, because shout
was
to
there.
Sha, but Sha seen it. Sha
was
know
there for
I'm
the whole
not
shit.
capping at all.
was
Sha's been there. Sha's been there of all ups and downs.
Should we
And
pull up another chair?
yeah, so Sha gotta. You gonna have to just sit Sha down. He can't. That's too much power in
afford
Queens.
Yeah, Shaq got a lot of
Three of
shit.
us.
A lot of shit he was there for.
What happens, right? I'm saying my man is nice, right? So we go down. They got it's everybody freestyling. They got the fuck you upbeat. So Fifth is like, if you ain't from Southside, nigga, then fuck where you from. If you ain't from then fuck where you from, right? So that's where that whole thing came on. So you got to put the record on for them to record. So this shit is fresh off of That's Me. This one Cam is sizzling. Yeah, so
I remember that shit.
so we put it on there. Fifth come out of nowhere. I don't even know 50. 50's already blown up. He comes in there straight 50.
Track Masters.
This is Power
No,
Dollar.
this is record. This is when he did the
this
the
when he
Rob,
was
the How to
still-
Rob.
Oh.
So he's on fire.
This is after that,
He's
though.
still on fire. He's 50, but he's on fire. Flex is playing
Power
it.
Dollars before that. Before that.
$5 before that.
Before that. But he has How to Rob. This is when he broke into the industry.
How you pulled that though? Not, Before you even get into it, how you pulled that?
No,
Superstar-
my man-
just Superstar J making it happen.
No, it's my man. This is just people know each other.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
QP.
All right,
He was
all
trying
right.
to put something together.
Okay.
And he had a tape he wanted to put out. So they all rhyming. And he wanted my man to get on this. So, I mean, this guy, you know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know. I
So
know.
he gets on there. This guy, so they all rapping. And the nigga's like, Fifth come like, yo, you want to battle for that beat? niggas like, what? Like, so this guy is like, I could do whatever.
Elite.
Like, I could do whatever. We can battle. Fifth, like called his bluff, like, who are you? Such and such Clarence artist. Mr. C artist, not Mr. C from How They Saying, Mr. C from 107.
And got bro.
50 is like tuned into all the niggas. C is a real gangster, you know.
Street nigga, yeah.
He like, yo, I heard about you. Let's all get on it. So, son, we on there, right? So they all and they said, let's all get in it. So your man Fifth, I'm not saying your man Fifth is like, you ain't from Southside, nigga, then fuck where you from. You ain't, and Yale comes weed, crack, dope, mixed Ethiopia, messing around, he fucks up. Niggas all hype, like, oh shit. Does it again. Weed, crack, dope, mixed Ethiopia. He goes over. Homie comes and gets crazy. So Fifth is like, it's all fucked up now. What I'm gonna do now?
Yeah, niggas fucked up the buildings, all that shit. Yeah,
You heard of when I said 50 got back. You heard the rumor of this 50 got stabbed in history. And I don't know what else happened after that. It was just like, after that he blew up and
wait,
they
that was
doing
off
shit.
your tape?
No,
it's
that was
off
a
of
Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Oh, all
So
right,
now,
okay.
mind you, like I said, so now the way the stories go is crazy. So he's doing that. I'm on the other side. Now, Black Child and Ty Murder, I'm from this side. So we go to my man Bomb Crib, which is on the 4 block, HNY, 20 projects.
Yeah.
They go over there do a freestyle. We never put it out. They never put it out. They did a diss track for that record.
For that
never
record.
put it out.
Okay.
So now fast
This
forward.
is Lou.
Yeah, Lou,
Black Child.
and Ty Murder. They do a diss track
Okay,
for that record, but they never put it out.
okay.
So it's crazy how, we're telling the story and how they connect some way down the line. So now, fast forward, we in Missouri. Shout out to Mook Dama. He's doing a teen jam.
Shout out Mook
I'm
Dama.
DJing.
Damn, well, I felt old. Like,
Bay
that
Lloyd.
was a teen jam.
It's a teen jam.
Yo,
So I don't know.
we was old, right? A teen jam. That
It
shit
was a
felt
teen
like
jam.
a regular party. Like,
But I was a teenager, so it was cool. I was young.
He said it's cool for me.
It was cool
Yeah,
for me.
right.
Regular.
So now,
Lord have mercy.
I'm DJing in the joint. He's there. I came with his man Bay Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? Bay Lloyd was my man,
Free
Los
Bay
man.
Lloyd. Free Bay Lloyd.
He's from Linden, and my
Bay
man, he's
Lloyd.
from Henderson.
Free Bay Lloyd.
Whatever the case is, he like, yo, come up here with me because Bay Lloyd was pushing Gangsta Lou, which is that's his right hand man.
Yeah.
I used to have Gangsta Lou on
Gangsta
my
Lou from
mixtape.
Shout out
North
Gangsta Lou. No,
Gangsta Lou's from Linden.
Gangsta Lou from Linden, not
from
that
Linden.
Gangsta Lou.
from North Side.
That's
He's
all
on.
Gangsta
He's
Lou.
at the end of the
Queens
day.
Gangsta Lou.
Shout out
North
to Free Bay Lloyd, right? Gangsta Lou and Lloyd really made Northside popular. I just took on the name when Lou got locked. It was Northside Entertainment.
Yes.
So when I started doing my tapes, I used to be like, "Oh Baby Entertainment, Northside Entertainment." So I'm really the nigga who put Northside to the T because he wasn't shouting Northside.
I was always shouting Northside. You was Northside Entertainment. I was always never quiet. I had Northside shirts.
Listen,
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you do that.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't let him paint that picture.
I'm not gonna lie. I know how you do it. These facts.
Commercial-wise, Northside Entertainment.
That was your entertainment. I always did Northside.
Nigga, we
had that
shit. General, though.
I always said that shit. You can go back to the history. It's there.
Listen. I said that, but I branded that
commercialism,
shit. And I ain't say I got it from there because it was out of humble. Me and Lloyd started doing business. And he wanted to manage me.
Yeah.
Cool.
So hold on that. So now I'm in Missouri, right? Lloyd is his right hand, and I started fucking with Lloyd.
He believed in me.
He believed
on the
in
camera.
Him,
Believed in me. He believed in everybody in the hood.
So
Free Lloyd.
Lloyd was doing a party. I think he had something to do with that party in Missouri. I was DJing, so now Yayo was there. I come on the set. I'm at the set. I jumped on. I played Murder Inc. shit. Yayo knew I was from that side, so he always addressed me as a Murder Inc. DJ. You could ask him. I remember one time we on 134, 50 had just left, and he like, I'm
Murder
gonna tell
Inc. DJ,
nigga.
not a Northside DJ.
He said, I'm gonna see. That's the Murder Inc. DJ. I was in Northside
though, right?
I'm from Forest and Henderson.
Yeah.
I rep the Dust Dawn in Henderson.
Henderson.
I put
not a Northside.
I always rep Northside, but that was his entertainment.
Henderson. Listen.
It's cool.
Henderson has their own label.
It's still love, man. It's all love.
Cool. So now, moving along.
Yeah.
You said that. I'm not.
That's his shit right there.
That was his shit. You said that. I was in Northside Entertainment. I was Dust Till Dawn, Hardheads Entertainment, 20 Pride. That was all that.
I ain't hear no Northside yet. You repped it. I mean, you definitely repped it.
I definitely repped it. But I'm not taking that from you. Like, why we turn this into an argument about who put on for Northside?
All right, let me ask this. Let me ask this. Being that we on this topic, let me ask this.
Yes.
Being the DJs that y'all are, because at this point, because I see where, I'm going to continue with the story, but I see where he's at with, Yayo's there, Murder Inc., everything.
Yeah, it was a lot of mix-up going on.
So during that time, how is that for both of y'all? Because you have 50 Cent stories, you have all that.
It's still like borderline local for me. Like,
it was local.
Like let me tell you something, right? So how we came about was my man Mel, right? So me and him just meshed. He was a part of our movement too. He helped out anything. We'll give him exclusives, this and that. To get off with homie is like after this, you know what I mean? I wanted it more. The whole thing was to promote him.
Oh, the rapper.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
After that,
so that was your run with the DJing, like we moving.
No. I just wanted to do mixtapes.
All right, okay.
My thing was I came from college, and I had the cheat code. I had white boys that knew about the internet, that knew how to download music.
Before you tell that story, hold on, let me go into this story. So now I'm DJing. So now fast forward, we're in Club A. Right, so this is OT summer.
Good clubs, good history.
Shout out to
On Point Club. That was our tunnel.
All right, so shout out to Odo Barber, Party Hard Entertainment. He used to book me there, so I was like the headline DJ. Jay just came back that summer. Like he just finally coming back home, like getting. So we already we knew each other from the Shanti. I'm not saying Shanti party, from the party at Missouri. So now we building. We got a report because of homie with the artist.
Okay,
I'm fucking with him. This is my nigga.
All right.
So now when Jay come in the party,
I like that language. You got it.
Nigga. So now I'm DJing. I'm not really knowing. I never really DJed with Jay before. So now I'm DJing and I'm figuring out this nigga's ill on the mic. So Jay used to come in the party. Every time I was DJing,
I was ill in DJing, but he didn't know that.
I didn't know, like, so he used to
basically you older than him and you're a better DJ than him.
No, he's a DJ, skill wise, this and that. But if we can go head to head party, we gonna go head to head. Like that's just us.
So now,
you started the people rapping on industry beats, right?
No, I didn't say that. I said
Masterminds, right?
Mastermind started that.
He was on Mastermind started.
And
he was there.
We came up. Shout out to Hit 'Em Up Entertainment.
Didn't you get the instrumental for them?
No, we bought it. We went to
Hot Wax.
Hot Wax.
So what you and Masterminds did, do you think that's the reason why 50 Cent was one of the first rappers to really start rapping on a mixtape with industry beats?
It was just an element. It's just the hood. Like whatever everybody wear You know what I mean? Godspeed. Everybody was. Everybody was like, that was just a custom.
That was
like,
something to do, 'cause
that
we
was
was
the
doing that
Queen's
thing.
thing. Like,
That was it.
anybody that would say, like, you hear, like, you know, shout out to Cam and them, like, they were, like, another level superstars. So, but I would say the G Unit tapes was coming from the Mastermind.
It
with
came
them,
from the Mastermind,
and
which
from
came
him,
from my tapes.
And from Hit 'em Up, you know, shout out to Top of the Line.
And then he had a tape too.
Shout
The
out
old,
to
old baby tape.
And shout out to my man, you know, rest in peace, Dre Most. Dre Most was an element of my career and helped out a lot. You know what I'm saying? And happy birthday, because his birthday was like a week ago, right, Sha? So,
before you say that, I just want to finish
Yeah.
it. So now we in Club A. Jay was killing the mic. So now I
Pause.
didn't know. Well, he was talking on the mic. He was rocking the
mic.
party.
Nigga, come on, man.
Every time you try to fix it, was still crazy though.
Listen,
He's
and I know
rocking the
better because
party,
we
talking on the mic.
Like I said, he was rocking the party. You know what I'm saying? So now,
killing them.
while he's doing that, I'm DJing. So we got it. We start having a routine.
Okay.
So now, fast forward, we in front of his crib, and I'm gonna let him go ahead and tell you what happened from that point. He came home, and he had a line on the internet with the exclusives and shit.
All
like
right,
that.
so this is
that-
what happened, right? Because I'm going to
Niggas
tell
like
them.
Jaden Styles. Man.
Yeah, but you got to see our arguments, like,
Yeah, we
really.
really
So,
was crazy.
like, you would think we were about to fight. So, right, what happened was this, right? I came with an element, like, I found a plug. I'm like, nigga, you running the labels. All I got to do is call my man, shout out to Big T. He's going to find me everything. So, we sit on the porch and we, like, actually blueprinting our career. Like, so I'm like, yo, you doing your mixtapes, they cool, you popping. We just dropped our mixtape. But I'm saying, my nigga, you got to fuck you know what I mean? Shout out to Dudley, whatever his name was. Dooley. You know what I mean? Because, you know, this internet shit, you put this up. He start coming at me behind under the comments. Yo, shout out to Dooley, right? Graphics. I'm like, yo, it's another way to do
Well, that
this.
wasn't Dooley at the time. It was I forgot the dude's name. It wasn't Dooley. Dooley had left at the time.
All right, well, his graphics was getting kind of stale. And I'm like, yo, my nigga, this old school shit, we need to get here. He like in debating, because he's home team now. We going back and forth. He like, you know what? One thing about Love, during all this shit, I would come with ridiculous shit and he'll believe.
Team player.
Like, he'll be like, what the fuck,
you
nigga?
talking about?
Yo, we should go to Mars and DJ, I'm telling you. And he like, come on, what the fuck? And it worked, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, we need to do these mixtapes like this. You know what I mean? I'm not no hater. I'm like, yo, you should put your covers like this. That's what I'm going to start doing. So I had to really, like fucking watch the game. Because when I came on the Avenue, my first mixtape was, damn, I forgot what my first mixtape was, right? But my cousin gave me money to sponsor this shit. So I'm thinking the regular shit is printing 5,000 mixtapes, and I'm gonna go to the Ave and sell all these shits. I got my first one was Akon, I'm Locked Up. I didn't even know who Akon was. All I knew was Styles P was on there, and this record sound good.
Going crazy.
So I mean, I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. And I'm the first one who ever got it. So I go to the Ave. I had my nice. I didn't even really have a nice graphics. It was all right.
Yeah, nice. And I gave you what's his name? I gave you Pete. What's the nigga now? Pete.
Big T's the one that set you off with the
He gave me this music. He was the plug. He was like sending
The
shit.
asshole you wild out on. What's the niggas doing? I cover
Rob.
Rob. I gave you Rob after that. After whoever you was messing with, I gave you Rob, and you started fucking with Rob.
No. I had PB and J.
You got PB&J. Then I gave you Rob.
PB&J was popping.
I plugged in with Rob.
Yeah, fuck Rob. So
I saw that coming. I
Rob.
swear I saw that coming.
fuck Rob. Rob took like $300 from me. At that time, it was a lot of money. Never gave me a cover.
Paperwork graphics.
This nigga
He still owe me
took
for covers, too.
I did a best of Jay-Z mixtape, and the nigga took the Reebok shit and just put words on it. I was like, yo, my nigga, like, this ain't even like, and he was like, well, it started flipping out on me, like, yo, I'm a gang, just because you're from the hood, he's a white boy. Fuck Rob. So, right, after that, right, but this is before Rob. I come on the mixtape, I go on the Avenue, African niggas is like sunning me, my nigga, like,
Yo, you're not giving them my blueprint, man. Like, you forgetting like, who put you on with the mixtapes? Was Love Dinero? Love Dinero sat here and gave you certain shit? You forgetting that part.
what did you give me?
Flowers out, my nigga.
Get the roses
Get the
out,
flowers,
bro.
man.
Where's
telling
some
you, boy.
flowers?
These is bad flowers. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
This guy's too cocky, man. I didn't give you nothing. I'm not gonna debate
No,
this with
just
you.
say it. What you gave me so I can feel
We
stupid.
sat on your
you a
porch.
blueprint.
I gave you the whole shit, bro. I gave you the person to press your CDs up. I gave you all that shit.
Oh yeah. But I'm talking about the.
I gave you all that. Like you gonna forget about me? Like
I mean,
at the
the
end of
whole
the day,
mixtape game ain't
And I gave you pointers too, my
you
nigga.
definitely did. I'm never taking that from you. But at the end of the day, give me my. I've
this how
been
it be?
getting jerked all my life on
Give my
certain shit I never
flowers.
got.
He gave me to get the press the CDs.
I gave you all that shit, like, and gave you the whole
You didn't
stuff.
give me no designer.
The only thing you had, Jay, was the exclusive nigga.
What the fuck are you talking about? How you brought the
did.
baby tapes without? What are you
Well,
talking
you had
about? What
that.
are you gonna add? What are you
I'm
talking about?
when you started doing regular mixtapes. We sat in front of
What do
your
you mean
crib.
regular mixtape? They was on the ad. What are you talking about? They were sold out. What are you
That
talking
was
about?
that was the local dudes rapping and based on.
That's what
homies.
that.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about
at
when
that time,
when
shot
you
was that popular.
when you started it. You Love Dinero is the one that was with you, and I gave
Oh,
you
Baby
everything.
Tape was first before Love Dinero did all his rap. So let's get that and let's not get that twisted.
No, that freestyle tape you did was before mine.
Yes, and we
But I was
influenced you to do
I
it.
was making mixtapes.
Oh, so he was first to get the rappers.
Yeah, Masterminds. Then it was Oh Baby.
Yeah,
Then it was Love.
He did. I'm
Come on,
not
nigga,
gonna
I
take that
influenced
from
you,
him.
nigga. What you talking about?
I didn't hear your tapes though. You didn't influence.
You didn't hear
Mastermind.
me.
No, I didn't. I didn't get that tape.
He's
I'm honest
lying.
with you.
He's lying.
I didn't get it.
Yo, you're lying.
I'm dead serious. I didn't
So
get the
how
tape.
you knew about us?
I found out about it later on.
Fuck out
I didn't know about that tape because I couldn't find Homeboy.
You listen to Drake?
I didn't know about that. I'm
Yeah,
being
so
honest.
how did you hear about Homeboy? Because of the tape.
No, it wasn't because of that tape. It was because of Mastermind.
Get the fuck out of here.
I took that
let me
whole
tell you something. We went
concept
on the
from
ad,
Mastermind.
right? Abraham never calls back on a local shit. Abraham and Hussein said, "Let me get
Legendary
100."
on the Ave.
We
Facts.
sold like 2,000 mixtapes at $7.
I was already established on the avenue already at this time.
I don't know. I never heard about you.
You did hear about me. You was playing my shit.
No,
when you
I
was in
told you
college.
that. I told you that. But we had that tape before.
No, you had that tape, but that
tape
tape wasn't a big
before.
tape like that, bro. That
Okay.
Mastermind tape is where I took that from. And
Oh
what I
my
did was,
God,
and
you
what I
kidding me?
listen, I'm dead. And what I'm telling you the truth. You want me to tell you the story? The Mastermind tape is where I got the whole doing the artists, local artists, and then on the flip side, I did blends. Everybody else did play music. I did blends. That was the difference that I did.
So you
'Cause I
didn't
come
need
from
no
a blend.
artists. You did.
I did no. The first side I did artists, local artists, and then
Yeah,
the second
stack
side
bundles.
I did blends.
And
And then after a while,
it was a
we
double
switched up.
side. I got
It was
you.
two sides because
Two
it was
sides.
it was like how many 24 songs, so 12 and 12.
12 and 12, got
so
you.
I had one.
Got
One
you.
side was that, and it was
Got
that.
you.
So
Got you.
how? I'm being honest with you.
How were the streets at this time? How
All
was
right,
The streets was crazy.
Listen,
How was
listen.
the streets?
Listen.
Let's go there.
I respected his mixtape, right?
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
He had the O.J. Simpson in the Puff.
In the Puff,
Not
yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Very creative. Loved it. But at the same time, he had the free. I was playing on the radio, but we had our shit going. So when we come back, fast forward, right? So I do my because he fucked my whole shit up.
No, go ahead, tell your story.
5,000
man. Try to
CDs.
shit on my story. Man. It's
Nah,
crazy.
I didn't say that. You just said that the flowers.
Listen, this is how we really are. So this is normal.
Nigga,
That's
my
what we
first
really
mixtape,
are.
I don't believe.
We love it. We love
first
it.
mixtape,
You know what
I don't believe you had nothing to do with me putting out my first
I'm not
mixtape.
talking about your not the
said he
I'm
gave
talking
a
about your
blueprint.
actually first hip hop tape where you got the exclusives from your man. I sat here and I gave you I gave you everything.
All right,
I
well,
gave you
all right.
everything.
I don't believe that, but
I don't
all right.
know. We sat in front of your porch.
Yeah, but I don't believe that. All right, okay, so you got that.
Thank
so right,
you. That's all
when
I
I
want.
come on the Ave,
Hey,
I sell 10 CDs. I'm like, what the fuck?
It wasn't
My
what was
cousin is like,
expected.
yo, damn, my nigga. You know, like mixtapes get old. Not at that time. Mixtapes didn't really get old. It was not moving. I went to Brooklyn. I was trying to sell these shit.
I didn't have that problem, but go ahead.
Oh,
All right.
You had those
No. It's my brother. I love him. No, at the end of the day, I was already ahead of it.
After, okay, like I said,
Nah,
right?
he did his thing, but hold
After-
on. Well, listen, you took the hip hop lane. I figured out where I was
Listen,
from.
you said your shot. Let me say my shot.
You say your shot. Ain't no shot. Do your
Jay,
thing.
take the floor. Take the
Yeah,
floor.
so, right,
Take the floor. Take the floor.
I was.
Y'all love this. We setting the tone. Go ahead.
Setting the
So,
tone.
boom.
Take the floor. Take the floor.
I'm like, damn, my nigga, I ain't sell shit.
I had that problem.
It was called
too.
Making
I'm fucking-
Moves. That's what it was called, Making Moves.
And making babies too. Remember that series?
Yeah, you see how that was so right. Shit worldwide, nigga.
Yo.
Best R&B mixtape.
I still
hands
spend money.
down, nigga.
I still spend money on definitions DJ.
I feel you, but you sold my mixtapes on your site, nigga.
I had a mixtape website
Yo,
too.
what's going on?
Is he giving you kickback or
I
not?
don't know what he's talking about.
Mixtapehood.com.
Okay.
You ain't selling more than making
Let's
babies.
get to all right.
That shit worldwide, nigga.
How
You know
is
that shit.
The streets is
all right.
blazing at the
So
time.
boom. Nah, I'm not. I'm.
This
I'm,
is Superstar J though.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm cool.
You all right?
My man Skane, right?
Okay. Skate Dollar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Skane Dollar, right?
Where you at?
So, and this is with this guy here behind the scenes.
Who?
He played. It's the. What the fuck was that sample you did? Yeah.
G-Unit in the house. What?
Yeah. So right.
Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road, Jack. My man shot, right? So hit road, Jack. Come on. For some reason, Joe Buttons and them had a problem.
With that track?
No, they had a problem. They said some shit, and Joe did a diss track.
Okay.
Against who?
G-Unit.
Unit.
That diss track was very influenced, right? So
Oh, it was tough.
it was
tough.
what, nigga? Joe.
Joe
One
went
thing
off.
about Joe, I ain't. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
can
he
spit.
spit, yeah.
So Skane Skane Dollar being Joe's CEO,
Yeah.
sees I'm working. He's like, yo, listen, Jay,
On top.
I'm going to give you this record with Joe going at G-Unit. I'm like,
You ready for that?
I'm worried. I said more problems, nigga. I'm just playing. I don't start it. I play it. That was one of my
your favorite lines.
I
Favorite line.
I played.
and that caused a lot of controversy. So right,
Definitely did.
I don't start it. That was my line, and I like laughing. So I don't start it. I play it. Next thing you know, every African in the world is calling my phone. Need making moves part. Don't get mad.
Not upset,
No,
right?
I'm not. No,
Not upset, right?
Listen, no.
Don't get mad, right?
It's
So I'm
the
hot
bitch
now.
on, bro. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let my man take the floor.
Do your thing, man. Tell your story. I'm not
So
that kind of person.
I'm hot now, right? It's on fire.
It's fucking
like,
hot. Yeah,
Every
it
nigga
is.
calling.
It's hot, yeah.
Every
fucking
nigga
hot.
every African nigga calling. And my thing was, right, to get to that window, you know how when you go on the window, they have all the mixtape playlists on the window?
Yes.
You was hot.
Yeah.
Me,
I was there already.
being the marketing, no, you wasn't.
Yes,
you
I was.
not there.
Yes, I was.
No, you wasn't there.
I definitely was.
I never seen you. After
mean, 'cause
my
you
heyday,
needed
then you started.
glasses.
So, right?
You needed glasses.
So, I would pay the African dude, right? To put my, I say, yo, I'll give you 20 CDs for free if you put my list on there.
Okay.
My marketing too.
You're marketing genius.
Making moves. New music comes on. I say Making Moves Part 2. After this, I'm on fire. I'm not letting off on nothing. I'm getting exclusives. I'm putting shit out.
And this is from
Superstar
Big
J
T,
has
right?
landed, huh?
No, Big T was with
this
him.
is
Big T is with.
Big T is
Okay.
feeding
So
him. He's
boom.
eating exclusives.
So this is my man. We going
that's
back
my
and
nigga.
forth. So now
A good
the
friendly
friction in the
competition.
hood comes, right?
And they trying to make us go
The
against each
friction.
other.
This is where it happens because I'm like, because we had a whole shit for him. We was ready because.
We had a whole shit
it
for
didn't
who?
say him. Nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I wouldn't say him. So, we had all this shit, right?
He was
So-
prepared.
That shit
Because it came out of nowhere.
That shit sound like a good problem.
I kept my composure. That shit was in our back pocket. You don't know what's going to happen in the hood.
Yeah. It's just if
Nigga
they
come
take
through-
this left
nigga come
turn,
through
we go.
blasting.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it happens in the hood. You know what I mean? Like, so,
This guy's so
nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I wouldn't
He
say
couldn't wait to
him.
say this story.
We had that shit was ready. Like, so this is my man. We done talked about this. So our artist, I'm gonna say it. My peoples from the buildings called me and say, yo, they got a little hot artist. His name is One Shot.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me listen to him. I listened to him.
LG Don. And
I'm like,
at that time.
he's hot. At this time, homie is like feeling so. We kind of distancing like now. So not distancing, but we wanted new blood.
Okay.
So
Said fresh.
we trying to do. You know what I mean? I'm learning now. Like, you know Nigga,
we don't know what we
paper.
know now. Back then, we didn't really.
But I knew a little bit.
You know, a little bit. Just a
so
little bit.
I knew about paperwork. I'm like, well, we're going to have to sign some paperwork. Next thing you know, we do a mixtape, take him to the studio, take him to a Buffalo. He does shows. He's doing opening shows. He's doing records. Put him on, I'm putting him on my mixtape. Number 5, you in there. Like, he's in the slot. Like, so he's on
Top
fire.
5 is everything, man.
So
Yes.
he takes homie slot that who's be at number 5. He's taking him. So we embracing him. Good, you know what I mean? At that time, good kid. It's still, you know what I mean? I say what up to him. So G Don is known as a manager.
Which is
I don't know nothing. All you telling
You
me?
didn't even know this at this time.
No, I know G Don I know G Don from my man Lou. G Don's my man.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything as far as business with them. I didn't know how they was
Involved with the situation.
So I'm trying to. We getting sizzling. I get an offer from Universal from them. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's sign this paperwork and let's get this going. I'm not telling you my plug with Universal until we sign the plug. He like, listen, like I'm not signing nobody. Next thing I know, G Don is down my back. Like, you doing some bullshit. You trying to get this nigga signed without me. And I'm like, huh? Next thing you know
about you.
G Don is both our mans. He go with Love.
Hold on. So
they
now,
artillery us.
No, hold on. So mind you, I'm gonna stop.
No.
I'm gonna stop.
He's
the
on
story.
G Don's wave trying to come at us.
No, I'm not. G Don is my man from August Martin. I went to school with G Don.
Okay.
So now G Don was on my mixtapes back, and he was a rapper. His name was G
Don was a rapper.
His name was Glenn Don. He's from Lindon. He's from Glendon. So that was his name, Glendon. He was on my second mixtape I did.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was his name.
That was his name.
Lindon, G-Don. I gotta call him like,
what's the name of the show? We setting the tone, right?
Yeah, we setting the tone, so we got it.
So my word. So now, Glendon, he's on his time to get paid. This is the history on the actual TDK mixtape.
All right.
So now,
this is my man.
G-Don comes to my studio. I have a studio. And he brings one shot over there, or whatever the case it is, and they want to make a diss track on him.
Oh,
was it a diss track they were trying to make? They had some subliminal shit going on.
On homie. And on our shit.
On his side.
Homeboy.
I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm just like, Glenn's my man.
I'm like, so
Glenn's
I hear
my
the
man.
grapevine. I'm like,
grapevine. I called you.
Matter of fact, he called me, bro. He called me.
Don't do that to me, man. I called you. I let you know what's going on because this is my brother. Like we together.
Tell him what I said. I'm like,
he like, yo, whatever. Let him go. Like whatever. Let him go. Like whatever. He said so. He just said he had his little shit in the cut. Like love wouldn't disrespect.
So you said you
I told him what we had
to go because you had the shit.
I told him what we had.
You remember the Biggie? And I was like, you wouldn't say
wouldn't say that about talking about niggas that you from back then.
We had little prior issues because the hood was trying to make us guard each other. So now
we in the boom boom room.
But it wasn't about the DJs.
I'm in the boom boom room.
No, it was about at the time it was about mixtapes.
But no, he said homie was coming at home.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
coming
in
at
general.
home.
At us.
Just the whole.
It was all coming
as a
at
crew.
this.
Okay,
it just landed at the same
Oh,
time.
but you had this shit first.
No. I just waited.
didn't put it out, I'm
I
saying.
didn't put
So
that
I
out.
called
This
him
is
like,
my
yo.
man. Like I'm like,
I did respectful shit. Like this is my man. So now he's doing mixtapes. So now I used to do hip hop tapes here and there, but Jay was killing them on the hip hop. Dropping every week.
Okay.
He was bodying them. I'm not going. So now I figured out. I see where I was strong at. I started dropping the R&B and the radio readies. Okay. Radio ready was consist of like new records before they hit the radio.
But this is like 2 years after because Love was doing some bullshit too. Like Love would have a mixtape. He would have a school because I remember this because I still kept in my thing. He had the New York record. And
the Gyro record.
You had New York record?
Yeah,
I was the first one.
The clips.
I had Breathe first.
From New York.
I had that shit
You had
first.
Breathe too?
I had Breathe first.
And he had and he had
Farmers, right?
From the North.
So and he had Fab host the shit.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Because
This
his
is my
man,
man's
his man came.
He said, let me get some
I
of
said, let
this.
me get the New York record. He like, nah, I ain't got it. And I'm like, next thing you know, fucking Fab with the white hat, New York shit.
Check
I'm
my
like,
resume.
wow.
I had that
son.
shit first because Skane like, yo, love. I seen Skane by the barbershop where he used to get his haircut at. He like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, I ain't doing shit. He'll come in the studio. Mind you, I already had a relationship with Skane, with Fab already because we was on Rap City together. You know what I'm saying? BT in the
But he
basement.
should have gave it to me because we was all team and we
Nah,
was
I
both
should've
dropped. But
gave
he
it-
wanted.
I should've gave it to him.
He wanted that. He wanted that
General?
first. Nah, we was always a team. Let me tell you something. So I'm in the Boom Boom Room, right? It's called the Boom Boom Room in Farmers,
Farmers,
Chili's.
yeah.
So Boom Boom Room is probably like 30 people. You come in there, that shit
was
feel
like
like you
every
in
day.
Live, right?
This nigga come in with mink coat on, 2:00 in the morning,
Mixed,
red
bro.
carpet. Red carpet. Yeah,
Never been a herb. Always been solid.
Seen them.
So we in a boom boom room. Niggas like, yo, who dropped better mixtapes? Love is Superstar J. You know, H&Y, Henderson niggas, they gonna go with, they like Love. Mm-hmm. They ain't no frowns, nothing.
Yeah.
I got my man Farmers J. Mm-hmm. Love. Yo, so then I hear, yo, Love is doing something with one shot with a diss shot. I'm like, damn, my nigga, like, I'm like, wow. So we so happenly just talk, and I'm like, he told me what was happening. I told him what we had for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like,
mind you, I'm in court and some shit I had nothing to do with it.
He had nothing,
and nothing to do with it. Like Glendon, like I say, when we went to school together. That's my man.
Shout out to Glenn.
Shout out to Glenn.
Why am I catching the shots?
Shout out to Glendon. That's my man.
I'm like, why am I catching the shots of
Glenn is a loyal person.
Yeah,
and
that's a fact.
It comes
Shout
from
out to
being a
Don.
young artist, and Sha can tell it. You've been through it. Like some people just won't tell you the full story and gonna play both sides.
Factual.
That's what happened.
Facts.
Mind you, this is the first time you ever heard this on Set the Tone, right?
Nah, this is
you got Love Dinero and Superstar J.
Yeah.
It's a lot of history. And it's a lot of more stories to tell you. But go ahead.
So now we in together, right? This is where everything comes about. So we doing the clubs.
The first party
I'm killing them. What'd you say?
I did the first party with you, which was the drop down and get your eagle on.
This
That Club A.
Triangle
This is
Yes.
Club A. This is before Triangle.
That's my
Okay.
shit. Drop down and get
Before
your
the Triangle
eagle.
offense.
So we do Club A.
Drop down and get your eagle on.
It was a big night, and I'm not gonna say it was just crazy that night. A lot of shit happened that night, but it was crazy. So I've always been the person that I don't know. People never seen my work in Buffalo, so I was doing 2,000 people parties.
Well,
so
hold on. Before you say that, before that party, after the Glendon situation, we came to like an agreement.
Oh
like,
yeah, we was like, we not gonna diss each
we're
other.
not dissing each other. We're not letting the hood tear us apart.
Yeah, because we was like,
we
never.
We
both
from that day,
sorry.
we
That's
never.
actually what has you guys
Today.
to this day.
Yeah, like
we never did
we
that.
felt like we both on the same level. Why we gonna let niggas that's down here gas us? You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
That's what the hood wants. The hood likes controversy.
I'm from
Clap for that. That's
we
dope.
good right
That's
here.
dope.
I'm from
That's
Linden.
dope.
He's from Henderson and Farmers. So we just came together. So after this, I'm popping in mixtapes now. Like so, I'm just doing anything marketing wise. So
Marketing genius, I give it to him. He definitely. That's why if you see him now on Instagram, you see.
but I'm talented with the marketing. So when you have marketing and talent and consistency, you can't
I'm
lose.
not gonna. I'm gonna give my man my roses.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah,
While
that
we
bullshit
here,
was
I'ma give
over
him his
now.
flowers.
I'm
Listen, hold
done
on,
with
Jay.
bull.
I'm gonna give him his flowers while we're here because there's been times with landlord. I'm gonna tell you, I've been wanting to quit. This nigga be like, yo, get the fuck up. Like, yo, nigga, you can't. You bugging.
It's
like,
easy.
because I'd be like, I'm tired of this shit because I've been going through so much bullshit. But this my brother, he will. Yo, my
That's
nigga,
why
get
I
up.
told you we had to do the interview because I could have did it and held my own.
He like, yo, come on, let's go.
Bring him, you know,
like,
we
yo,
can all do this together because he
Sometimes-
don't
appreciate that.
because
We
he was never going to come. He's like, pause.
he wasn't.
Thank you for letting us know that. Yo, real talk.
Nah, I was gonna come.
No,
but
he
I think
wasn't.
you
Letting us know
I was
that.
gonna pull
he
up over
wasn't.
here just at a certain time.
No, he wasn't going to come. It's just him.
But that's what makes our relationship so great because
So-
it'd be times that I don't want to do shit, and then the same shit with him. Like I'll be
need
like,
to
yo,
talk your
listen,
talk.
yo,
You
bro,
need to get
you know
that
you
out there.
bugging, right? He like, yo, I hear you.
Nah, he
your
got
voice.
major talent, and I feel like you know, just being solid doesn't get you to a lot of places. And I feel like I've always been solid. Like me, I can't.
Yo, I love his posts on the
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that, like Twitter. Like I had another interview, and the reason why I do these motivational posts is like because I don't be going through it. It's like some shit that I be like, damn, this shit is real. But I remember a chick when I was doing Twitter, I used to do it, and she's like, why you be doing all that uplifting shit? Like, and I'm looking at her like she's mad toxic, she mad hood. I'm gonna keep on doing this shit because she don't understand. And people fuck with me. Not only even DJing, just like I can't wait in the morning to put some shit up. You know what I'm saying? It's just be me. Like I look at, like I be like really rehearsing. Like can't put that up. That's why this shit right here, like hit.
gonna hit.
You know what I mean? So me is that I feel like when Drake said I'm a rookie and a vet, I feel like I'm still a rookie and a vet. You know what I mean? I had the attributes of being on Power 105 as a guest DJ,
And Hot 97.
being on Hot 97 as a guest DJ, and getting my own show at SiriusXM Shake 45,
That's dope.
and being worldwide,
Sirius
and
as
then
Yeah.
put my man on.
Well, before we get to that point, we started the Q Borough Classic. Well, he started the first year.
Like, can I get my story?
Well, because
Jesus Christ.
because you're moving so fast, you gotta slow down, Chad.
I'm not moving fast.
Y'all got 2 decades of
So boom.
Greatness.
So a lot to cover.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to
might skip a year.
Nah, go ahead, do your
You
thing.
don't do interviews like this. I was going to go back to
Go
what
ahead,
it was. So what happens right after this is that
Hilarious. Y'all should do a podcast yourselves.
It'll be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. So after that, I'm popping on the mixtape level. He's popping. So I get signed by Lamar Odom. You know what I'm saying? So
Major.
shout to Ali Vegas for putting that plug in, right?
Okay. Shout out to all these
Shout, you was around that time when I got there. Shout, I was seen a lot of shit I was
What
doing.
was that?
So,
Yo, do you want to get a chance?
Rich Soil?
that was Rich Soil. That was Rich Soil. So what happened was,
Shout out my man Joe Gotti.
so me and shout, you know what I mean, Bayloy,
Yeah, you gotta
right?
shout out Joe Gotti out because that Lyrical Arm Studio was a legendary studio. Shout out to
That's a
Bundy
fact.
too, Fire and Ice.
Yes,
These are legendary
that's the
studios that was in
legendary
Queens.
You gotta interview Bundy's too. So
Yeah,
he did
Bundy
his
over
story.
there.
Bundy's done seen a lot. That's
And-
my boy right there. Facts.
So marketing wise, I said I just becoming crazy shit. So I told all my peoples I want to do a big ass poster like you know when the album posters is coming out and they just be all on the wall. So I said I want to do a album poster and act like I'm coming out with an album called Superstar J. Why not? So I had no album. I just printed up 100 posters.
He had the posters though.
So I had
It's
all
just
them
all
shits
over the place.
all over the hood. We put it everywhere. And I always say this is like, it don't be the hood where you from that hate. I mean, it don't be the hood that you're not from that hate. It be the hood where you from that hate.
That's a fact.
So all the posters, I put them in 40. I put them like everywhere. Put them in Henderson by the thing. None of those posters got ripped down. But in my hood, every poster got ripped down.
Because they took
Where
him
I'm
home. They took
from.
him home.
I swear, I'm so
They took him
happy
home,
he's
bro.
speaking on this.
Like,
They took him home and put him in their
Nah, they didn't. It was
Yes, they
ripped
did.
apart. It was
No, it
ripped.
wasn't,
It was
man.
hanging ripped.
It wasn't ripped, man.
So
Don't do that.
just because I expected it like from another hood, but it hurt me so much that I go where I'm standing, where I caught bruises, where I've been around. Like, I'm not saying I'm some street nigga, but I've seen everything. You know what I mean? And I'm a man. Like, I've never been a punk. I've always been solid.
Well, you
So-
gotta understand, being in the hood is like a crab in the barrel mentality. Nobody wants to see you. When they see those posters, the shit was ill because I remember this shit.
I remember it was,
The posters was running around, so you gotta understand when
I
they see
remember
those
that Superstar
posters,
Why Not? I
they
remember
think that
that.
you was out of here. Like, fuck that nigga. Da, da, da.
But I appreciate the transparency of him even saying, "Yo, that
Yeah.
hurt." Like that.
Nah,
It
definitely
hurt
hurt.
because
I know.
I'm like, this shit
I
should
go
be
through that
here
shit to
when
this day.
it's
Yeah.
discolored. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like, yo. So one of my mans is like, yo, such and such did that shit.
Oh shit.
So I'm
You
like,
went
so
to
we
direct.
found the person, but this is my man. Like, he the one who gave me
Yo,
my.
I didn't know we were
Like,
there.
he gave me my 1200s. Like, I bought the 1200s from him. So I probably asked him like, yo, what happened? He said, nah, because you gonna leave us. And I was like,
Nah, don't
nigga,
even
I'm
go
like,
back.
nigga, I ain't
Nah,
leaving
nah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Of course he did.
So I was just like, wow, you know what I mean. And then after that, I'm playing ball, and I get a call, and somebody banging my phone. So I'm like, yo, what up? Who this? He like, yo, it's LO, nigga. I'm like, LO who? Man, fuck out of here. Calls me again. Yo, it's Lamar Odom. I'm like, what up? I'm like, L. Because I
stop
just seen him in
playing.
the Rucker
Yeah.
like a month ago, and I was telling him I was doing because we played ball together.
Yeah.
But this nigga's far rich, Clippers. He's on the Lakers now. Like, nigga, people just don't understand that you can still remember shit, but when you're a celebrity, you don't know how many times a nigga could come to y'all and say, yo, I got this. So I respect it. I was like, yo, I got mixtapes, yo. He's like, all right, cool. And probably threw that shit in the thing. He like, nah, I seen your posters, and Vague told me about you. Like, yo, you that nigga in the streets. And shout out to Joey Aid, who's the president of Interscope. Was like,
At
nah.
that time?
No, he's the president of
Right
Interscope
now?
He was
Now?
like,
Okay.
he was at a, I had a deal with a
He
salad.
was at Asylum, yeah.
So he was like, Joey IE heard about you too. He said you should sign him to Pop Vague, but do a compilation album. And this was before Khaled. He was like, you should funnel Vague through there like as a mixtape. I'm like, he's like, yo, look, I want to have a meeting with you. So I meet him at West Island. We talking to Joe IE. He's like, yo, man, Superstar J, I heard about you. I got your mixtapes. You should put, they was loving Vague. So he was like, yo, I want you to sign a Rich Soil. I was like, all right. First nigga to give me a check. I didn't even have a bank account. I was young. I didn't even have a bank account then. My grandmom's had a bank account. And he was like, I had a job. So I was like, I don't let nobody know I had a job. So I was just like, he just was like, this nigga always fresh, always coming around. And at the time, I was flying G4 jets. Like, them shits was bus rides. Like, Shantique would tell you, like, Vague was living a whole different life. We was in, like, the Calabasas. I was in Calabasas before. I didn't even know what that was. Like, we in a Montrose, and I'm my own man, so I'm ordering, a food service, room service, and I'm paying for it. So one time I'm in, D was like, I walked in his room because I brought him because he knew L. This nigga got the ace of spades.
All type of shit going
steak.
on.
I'm like, hold on, bro.
On the land.
Where you get that? He like, room service. I was like, he's like, you getting bill into the room? I was like, nah. He's like, L said it's good.
Damn, son.
So I'm starting to tear this shit up. So we fly to LA on the G4. Then we go to Miami. Now, mind you, I was supposed to be there a weekend. I stayed from LA to Miami to July and August. I never came home with one outfit.
He called me to come.
Oh, no. Just gonna tell about this guy, right?
He called me. He
I'm a nigga like,
you gonna put his bands on.
Yo, nigga, we on. My nigga, like,
he definitely called.
Yo, shout out to Quinn Rome. That's Sylvia Rome's daughter. She was running the whole shit. And I'm like, yo, they like, yo, let's have whatever we got to do to pop Vague, let's pop him. I'm in Scott Storch's crib, just chilling, my nigga. I'm Paris Hilton's next to the bungalow next to me, like. But L knows how I am. Like, he respected what I was like. So they didn't have like the suites for us. Like, I was like, Vague would have a suite, I had a suite, the barber would have a suite, and Lamar would have a suite. So we in the
Jay was in charge of that budget.
We at Shore Club.
He's running that budget.
I didn't run nothing at first. So we at the Shore Club. They like, yo, we don't got no more regular rooms. You want to stay in the bungalow? I'm like, what the fuck's the bungalow?
What's that?
The bungalow's like $5,000 a night. Like, I'm like, L, like, you want to stay there? Mind you, L has a whole mansion right next to Dwayne Wade that he's not even staying in. And L just would have like rooms. Like, we was in Vegas, right? And we was at the Jet Hotel. L had 50 rooms All-Star Weekend. Like, I lost my keys, and you know what? Your name is on the one name. I didn't even know where my room was at.
You didn't know
he
what
had so many rooms. They was like under Lamar. Like, you
Lamar
call,
Odom, but it's all
hello,
over.
Mr. Odom, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. So L, like, so he says, yo. So I'm like, yo. So it was just at a point because I'm about to go back to work. I'm like, I had to just everybody had a driver. I wake up. This is when I knew NBA paper was a little bit different. I'm sitting with Sean Marion. We just living like so. Yeah. Everybody, Vague had a private driver. I had one. Lamar had one, and probably rest in peace, Jamie had one. So I would go downstairs 3 a.m. The private driver's in his suit and everything. I know him and everything. Hey, Oscar, what you doing? Like, you go home? He's like, when the check stops. So he's sleep
though.
L's like, so I just pull him aside. I'm like, yo, L, man, I work a job. Because right now
it's too much right now.
It's not. It's like too much, but at the end of the day, I'm not really getting an allowance. I'm just like ordering food.
Yeah, just living. Yeah.
He had a store where we would go get fresh. We would go there and have a tab.
There's no real bread.
Like I would go like, yo, let's go to the store and let me get an outfit. Or L tab, and that was it. So I'm just like, yo, I just gotta go home. Like, I had a chick. I'm like, I want to go home. He like, I'll be back. I was just like, man, fuck this. He like, yo, just come back. You know what I mean? Dude, the party's never gonna stop. I'm like, so I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, L, I work. He like, you work? Wow.
Wow. Foreign language.
And nigga, he like, what? We drinking. We like we in Amnesia. That's when it was Club Amnesia. And I remember it was a football player in there. And they tried to stun on L. They sent him like 10 bottles.
They sent it to him?
Yeah, they sent it to him. Like, this is some Miami shit. Like, yo, here, love. L was like, who?
What?
This is when he had the 100 million, 200 million contract. So, like, I seen his board where he had the agent where when you had the black card, you're supposed to spend a monthly thing. So I'm at his crib and I see the board where it's like $280,000 a month he had to spend at this point. So we in live and they ain't have. This is when I ain't know the rosé bottles, the ones with the roses. The what's that bottle?
Oh, the Pierre.
Yeah, the Pierre with the. It's like two ones.
Yeah,
it's the dark. It's the green one and it's the red one. Mm-hmm. L loved the red ones. He like, yo, Mr. Odom, we don't got them. He like, all right, fuck it. We just order 15 because I don't like that shit. So we ordered 15. Son sent the 10 bottles of it there. He like, he trying to stun on this shit? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I just got the bottles in my hand. I got 40 bitches. I'm like, I got 4 bottles. I got 2 bottles here. So I'm like, so the manager runs. We have the red bottles. Mr. Odom.
30.
He like, well, keep these, give them to the whole crowd. I want 50 bottles of that and send 30 bottles to them. So it was 80 bottles, but we had over 100 because we had those. He didn't even take those back. He just gave them to the crowd. So this one I knew shit was like crazy. So fast forward, he like, yo, so I'm like, yo, I got a job. He like, because we mad bent. I'm bent now. Like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna tell this nigga.
I got a job.
So that's when he like, wow. He looking at me bent like, wow. Word. Well, you gotta live your dreams, bro. So I'm like, I know, but I need some money, like, you know what I mean, nigga? Like, I got a girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a girl. What the fuck, nigga? Like, so he like, all right, yo, what's your bank account? I'm like, I don't got no bank account. I called my grandma. I was like, you got a bank account? She like, yeah, Chase.
Called at 4 a.m.
So she gets the bank account number. He says, yo, I'm just gonna put some money in.
Oh God.
So
stuff right here.
My Benz, I always had, my money, so I had an S500 Benz. For some reason, it rained out, and it was electrical problems on the S500 Benz. I come out, my alarm's going off, and this and that, and the insurance company.
It's KY. It's a mess.
Yeah, insurance company totals it, and I don't get no money. You're like, hey, you totaled it, you don't have to pay nothing. I ain't got no fucking. I don't get a car now. Yeah. I'm like, yo, because mind you, I'm in Miami. I still ain't had no car. I'm like, yo, I ain't got no car. I'm trying to get my money back. I got to go back to work. He like, nah, just give me a bank account. So he gives the bank account, and my grandma's. I'm not gonna say the amount, but I bought a BMW with that, and she was like, you know how it takes like 3 days to clear? Yeah. I guess when you got mad money, it don't take no days to clear.
It's there. It's
you ain't just about it.
So the teller tells her, whoever this is has a lot of money. And how you say?
You didn't just get the car. What else did you buy?
What you mean? I bought a lot of shit. You bought
some equipment.
Oh yeah. Nah, that was just free. Like, so we bought the Serato. I told him
he's the first one with Serato.
Yeah, so Vegas, I told him to fly out. I'm like, yo, come fuck with it. Like, he don't believe it. Like, I'm like, anybody in this room, I'm like, do you want to fly out?
Do you speak LO to this day?
Do you speak LO
to this day?
I see him in Miami.
You seen him in Atlanta,
my bad. And I seen him. It was, L's L, man. Like, L, I could never down him. He understands who I am. I understand who he is.
There's no way you can violate him.
Never. All through it, like the drug shit, I never seen it. L's the coolest nigga in the world. Salute. Best Queen's 7-foot nigga I know that I could dress. And he just like, you know what I mean? Like, he just wanted. He loved music.
He's ahead of his time too with his ball play too.
He showed love, son.
Running
No, he showed love. Like you know what I mean. Like
lot of love.
I bought a BM and I bought like shit. Like I was living in LA for like a month in the hotel. I forgot what hotel it was, but I've never paid any money. Like I've always like you know what I mean. I don't know what type of write off it was, but it was a hell of a write off. And shout out to Lamar Odom.
You know, it's so crazy. While we talking about LA, my first time in LA, I was DJing for Ashanti. Shout out to my man Nichols. He was working at Murder Inc. And I DJ with Ashanti under the Murder Inc. situation. You know,
so now, you were the Murder Inc. DJ. That's what
they definitely did a lot of shit for me
right now. Niggas in here right now.
Yayo knew what he was saying at the time. You know what I mean?
Yayo, my nigga. I always played their music though. I never fronted them. I always played their music because I felt they had talent. I know.
Were you ever around for any of that friction?
Nah,
being a Northside DJ.
They always show me love,
too.
man.
I mean, being in Club A too, like have y'all seen
and never
something
really
that
never
just
seen
was,
nothing really crazy now.
Nah, Club A is good.
Club A was wonderful because it was the best. It was our golden years in Queens for us because I was on top of the world at that time. So you can't really tell us can't tell me anything at that time. And that's what me and Jay kind of connect. You know what I mean? And then we started Q Borough Classics, which is a tournament we started back. He started it in 2007.
Wait, y'all started the Q Borough Classics?
He started it. I came on 2008. Okay. I was the guy that brought the sound.
When did it come out? 2006?
2007.
So let me rewind it because he's going like you said going too fast, right? So what happened was I felt like at the time I was like I feel like I was big in the hood. I played ball and I always felt like basketball saved me for a lot of things like the tournament. So I don't know what other people from our neighborhoods do, but I be feeling like niggas be buying like $30,000 worth of liquor, like $10,000 can change a person's life. You know what I mean? $10,000 could be a whole summer of a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Shirts, trophies, this and that. So I was like, yo, I just want to do something in my park where I'm from, O'Connell Park. And I was like, my man Joe Green was like, yo, let's do something. And I was like, why not? Let's do it. And I asked Love because Love is like, like I told you, I'm not a DJ's DJ. He's a DJ's DJ. He's cutting. He probably take his shirt off and do all this shit. I just rock parties. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. I know how to rock parties. I know how to play music. I know how to put music together. I know how to DJ. I know how to blend. I'm not cutting. I'm not doing all that. That's what he does. You know what I mean? He knows all that. I know how to talk on the mic. So I was like, yo, we need some speakers. He's like, nah.
I'm more of a sound man. I'm down to the art of the DJing, like the behind the scenes.
Has there ever been a party where you was DJing and he was on the mic?
Yes, that was Club A. That's what created us.
Yeah,
that's how we started. That was our connection.
It was like
that was our match.
Together. I'm saying
together. Yeah, that's how we started. We started in Club A.
Cool.
So I asked Love, and he's like, "Yo, I'm doing some shit in Henderson too." It was Love Dinero, Love
Dinero, Love the Kids. I did that for 2 years, but prior to that, he asked me to do the bring some speakers over. So now I'm like, this is something I really want to do because I like doing events. So now when I come on. The first year I brought the speakers. The next year, we talking.
Nah, it was after that tournament we really locked in.
We was already locked in already.
Yeah, we locked in because I kind of felt like I said to him, I said, yo, with you we can make it bigger. Like I'm just a person like I'm not gonna just sell myself. If I got you, let everybody.
That's one thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. One thing about Jay,
some people don't like me. They might like Love.
But I'm gonna tell you something about Jay. Jay does not mind giving somebody a seat at the table. Or giving somebody a plate, like you want a plate? Take a plate. Like he will pass it around, and it doesn't matter. Just to make it sure, like for all of us to make it easy on everybody. You do your part. We can do it. That's one thing I can say about him. But go ahead,
It's easier. It's just easier. Like
that's one thing he always.
People don't understand that. Like yo, my nigga, if it's some people that's just not gonna fuck with me,
and I'm not selfish.
Some people that ain't gonna fuck with him. So we came together, bought 100 bikes. This is our 16th year, and the reason why we named the Q Borough Classic is because when we first did it, he wanted to name the Superstar J Classic. I was like, man, that shit, I don't want that because I know niggas gonna hate. Like, you know what I mean?
Like how they took the posters down, right?
Yeah, like I don't want to see nigga burning my shirt or fuck the Superstar J Classic. Like, so I'd rather everybody embrace Queens as Q Borough. Q Borough is known as the whole Queens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I'm really, from playing ball, a lot of niggas used to think I was from Southside. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I always used to be on Southside playing ball. And I played for Southside. I'm from Northside.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I can go in 107. I can go in 40. I can go in Baisley. I can, you know what I mean? It's certain hoods I can go in that I know certain people that I can be around. That's them niggas. So I always felt like I know all the niggas that niggas want to know. I don't know the niggas who's acting like people, you know what I mean? Those guys
who's
are
capping.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, I never connected with those guys. Like, so maybe that's why I'm not popular. But just even with rappers, like, just, any Queens nigga that was working, they've been on my tape or I hosted them. Or we did something for them. Like, even with Day Party Sundays, we could have, nobody knew that was me and Love shit. Nobody was doing no parties in Queens.
Well, before you get to that part,
was a dead lane. That was a dead
before you get to that part, because we got, it's
like 2 hours we talking, so you got to fast forward a little bit.
I hear you, but Q Borough Classic.
Shantique costs a lot of money.
Shantique looking at me like,
yeah, I know, man. But
but it's so much shit. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of history. So now,
so
Q Borough Classes, we did it, and we ended up moving around. We went to Cambria Park, and then we went to Jamaica Park for the rest of the till right now.
Yeah,
and it grew to where it's at right now.
Yeah,
due to the pandemic and the COVID, we kind of took a break. Yeah. We're gonna come back next year.
Not this year? Not this summer?
Not this summer.
It's still open.
I feel like Queens is on fire.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Like, I just feel like, just opening this COVID thing, you can't
just jump in.
And I feel like when we do something, all the gangsters come out.
Yeah. And they feel like
we don't want.
We don't know where we stand right now with what's going on.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of shit that there's a lot of parties that we'll be probably not signed on. Like, we be like, nah, nigga, because I know this nigga gonna bring this nigga out. He probably fucking his baby mom. He's with this, and it all comes together. So with the Day Party Sundays, when I did
before Day Party Sundays, we started. Hold on,
area.
We started.
Temple. Y'all was Temple niggas, right?
Nah, really Temple wasn't. We know what the time.
I did Temple. I think I did Temple.
We did Temple, but we was for Queens.
Rest in peace,
we was the first. We was the first people to do a strip club when girls was in the club talking about, ew, strippers. We don't want that. And
then look right.
Yeah, that was Club Crystals. We did. Yeah, and that was crazy because that was an after party to Q Borough Classics, which was 2008.
Club Crystals.
So I feel like me and Jay opened the door for the strip clubs, the market, to take over the.
We was the first people. Shout to Mook Diamond. Shout to my man Big Theo, who is doing an amazing job with Soulja Boy. We was the first person to install it. Starlets was like,
we had Starlets before, facts.
Ray for Austin.
We had his birthday,
hosted it.
Back in 11,
and nobody knew what the shit was like. It looked like a hole in the wall at that time because it was like a little balcony. And you had to do that. And
the DJ booth that's now was a VIP.
And then Perfections, we came to Perfections. Shout out to my man Islam. My man put us together and we started doing that. And this is when Shaft was hiring us. He was a part of the whole Cardi B thing. And like I said before, like anybody from Queens, I've helped out, he helped out. You know what I mean? And niggas don't say that.
Nobody don't never get that.
I'll step up and speak on that personally because I've done been on both of y'all tapes. You know what I mean? I've been on yours. I done more so Love because me and Love, we had a relationship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? From being around Blackie.
And you was around Blackie.
Joe Blair and everything
Yeah, like so you had a connection with me. So now you was with the... Queens Get the Movement. That's when me and you took off, and then Ox, and then so now you got to think. I had Ox, I had you, Victor Moan, like these people that was on my mixtapes consistently.
Yeah.
So now, when you go to the club scene, you talking about area.
Y'all kept it the same.
We kept it.
That's what I loved about
and
y'all.
then we created. I got to give my man his flowers because Showtime created day parties on Saturday. Which was popping. You remember Showtime, that area? DJ Showtime. Remember that, right?
I know.
Jay was like, listen, Love, we should do day parties on Sundays because we could book all the DJs. And I'm just like, nah, it ain't going to work. I'm telling you, man, niggas is off on Sunday. If you look at it now, it's brunch, X, Y, and Z. They don't give us our announcement they need to give us because we started that shit. Like, Jay was the one that came with it, and we ran with it.
Yeah,
ran all the way with it. Yeah. I fought with him, me and him. Oh, you like? I'm telling you, Love. I'm like, nah, Jay, it ain't gonna work. I said, you know what? Like you said early in the part of the show, he comes up with some of the craziest ideas, and I'd be like, you know what?
I do a lot of research with it. I just felt, I felt like Sundays was like a dead day for anybody to party. I felt like all my friends that's big DJs was already booked like Self. So I was like, Self ain't working. I can get him on a Sunday and be more cheaper because it's during the day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then the clubs at that time wasn't giving you, they was like, you sure? And it worked. And we did it for like, 6 years, 5 years straight?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we put Queens on the map.
I'm going to ask a question right here for y'all.
Before you guys go, what's you guys' opinion on the division in Queens? Like, why does Queens, why are we so separate?
Because we live in houses.
You know what? Somebody else said that too. I think
I was a co-founder of that, right?
It's a separate space, and the projects are so like 40 is like 5 miles away from Baisley. Like it's only 2 major projects, 40 and Baisley. Then you got Rochdale. I don't really call that project.
Rochdale, that's a co-op.
But you know,
then you got the buildings. Then you got the buildings, and that's considered what? That's like a duplex.
But are we talking musically, or are we talking just
everything?
Everything. General, like, why is it so difficult for us to collectively come together?
Because you have nobody. First of all, there's no big homies out that's connecting. If it was like a big homie that got money with this big homie and would tell the young niggas what it was, but it's just too much competition. Like I feel like just New York, period. Like New York is not a facade state. Like so, we see somebody walking that's a celebrity.
It's regular.
You know what I mean? Like
fuck him.
So like. I mean, it's being real.
That's how New York niggas act. I don't care who that nigga is.
So you got niggas whose rap is like it's 30 rappers in the club. So it's nobody. You know what I mean? And my thing is that nobody ever. I came like from this story is building myself up. I've never asked anybody for nothing.
Went out and did it.
And these rappers, he's never asked anybody for nothing.
Went out and did it.
Promoters never hired us.
Nah, and that's why we.
You know what I mean? Niggas didn't believe in us. Like I support everybody. I love the party. I love to be around chicks. Mm-hmm. Like, but promoters don't fuck with us.
And we had to create our own parties for us to get work.
But that's why I was giving y'all with the flowers when I say that. Even going to what he's saying, but I'm more on the musically side of it. Is even the parties y'all were throwing, like bringing it to the area, what's the other one?
We was the first people to do release parties.
I'm not gonna say we wasn't the first people to do it.
Y'all had the rappers in there, but y'all showed everybody love, and it gelled people at the same time.
We was
pretties over here.
Listen, hold on, Layla. Not to cut you off. Keno is the one that DJ'd. Not DJ'd. Keno is the one that booked us for area, which was Young Money play. He put that together. He's seen it. I gotta give him. I gotta tell the truth. Young Money, shout out to Young Money. Mm-hmm. He's the one that kind of put that together, and that's when that whole area thing came. But we was already solidified as me and him throwing our parties because we put Queens back on the map because everybody's partying in the city.
Yes,
we the ones that made it. We kept it in the borough. So we was doing parties at every little local joint we could do at to make everybody come out, and then how the city was like this upscale, the Eugenes, the Temples, the Mars 2112. That was the city when you go across the bridge. But if you wanted to have a good time in your borough, you would fuck with us and we brought it out,
making people stars.
So like he just said, we was the first ones to do the strip clubs, and then we was the first ones to actually do release parties in the strip club.
That's a fact.
We did the Fly Straight. Rest in peace to my man, TJ.
Yes.
Money Allen.
Yeah.
Remember that party we did at Petra?
Yes. Under the bridge.
Yes. We was the ones that did that.
LIC,
you know what I'm saying? So that was 2012. We're in 2021 right now. It's a lot of things we have done that we have not got acknowledgement for, but it's cool because we're not looking for that.
A lot of movements, even with the Fly Straight movement, even Rich Fly G's, and
even Slow Bucks.
Even Slow Bucks,
because I sat in the studio
speaking with you
in front of Time and Crib on 212. Mm-hmm. I went to the studio. Bounce and tell you. Mm-hmm. Shit is lit. This is area days. Mm-hmm. This is when Fly Straight was coming in acting crazy. Gold bottles, not rolls. Gold bottles.
Gold
bottles going off lights, moving. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Will J. Jay wasn't really in the area like that because he was doing parties out of town.
Yeah.
This nigga Will. That's my union brother. He used to play all the fucking records. Yes. And he spoke about this. He used to play everything. He left me with nothing. Shout out to DZ, the Max, Fly Straight, Slow Bucks, I had to.
Love was like, nah. I know what I'm about to read the room.
A Queen set.
What? Oh, we went far.
Get the bill out. Let me
he switched the card.
Oh, we went
Get the
far.
bill.
Oh, damn.
We almost finished anyway.
We almost
Like
finished.
this. What that mean?
That means, hey, that
Going up.
we
Nice.
rates is going beautiful. That's what Shy said.
Interest rate went up.
I can cut some of this shit up. It don't matter. You just got to keep talking.
Nah,
good part.
that's not what the part Shy's talking about. Shy's on another time.
We got to get out of here. It's almost on 9:35. We got to get out of here and wrap this up.
It's so good. It's so good. We here, man. Nah, but I like this right here. But y'all definitely.
There's a lot of education going on right here.
I mean, you going to learn today.
Are you ready?
You ready? They going to learn today.
Oh, nah, he finished that. He didn't finish that Shy T talk.
We want to talk about the Shawnee Rabbit.
So continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, so like the area days, like I said, Will used to play everything. He left me with no set off records, no anything. So I had to create a whole new set, and he knows it.
Yeah.
I had to cater this Fly Straight. Shout out to DZ. Shout out to HNY, amazing them. Shout out to Slow Bucks, bouncing them.
Out, on the way, matter of fact.
Yeah, now the tape out was out right
it's
now.
out,
It's out
all right,
right now.
yeah.
I had to really read the room and play everybody who was in the room and really get it going, and that shit kept that
Everyone
area
was out.
party.
Shout
It
out
was-
Pretty, too.
Shout out to Pretty. Yo,
Syndrome.
we
Shout
broke
out
that record
Syndrome.
too.
Yeah.
Young Syndrome, we broke that record, and we used to build up. That one thing about that area party on Friday was so crazy. Keno, I gotta tell
Power
Keno.
night, man.
Keno used to
Power
make
night.
so much money. Keno used to come to us at the end of the night like, I got a bonus for you guys. You got a bonus?
That's real talk.
Yo, I gotta tell you. I
You
gotta
know
tell
it's
the
real
truth.
because he didn't have to say that.
He didn't
Nigga, he
say
did.
that.
That's
respectable.
That nigga used
That's
to have
what
so
Joe
much
Buttons
money.
and all of them is going
I used to
through.
see
They
him
want they bonus.
Yo, when shout out to 165 The Avenue. When Vibes was the shit,
Yeah.
Keno was in there with bags on top of bags.
Yeah.
He used to make sure he gave all the DJs extra money because he was making so much money in area.
That's
Area
love,
was
bro.
crazy,
That's
man.
love.
Shout out
That's
to
love
Everyday
right there.
Strike. That whole
Strike, yeah, Everyday.
Club Kings movement.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
was different at that time,
Yep.
man. That 2013 run was different. You know what I'm
Queens
saying?
was different.
Jay didn't really he got to experience a little bit because he was out of town. He was really off on a whole nother level at that time.
Yes.
I was still home in Queens.
Jay was definitely on another level. At
He
that
was- he
time.
was-
I gotta
he was
give
out-
him
he was
his-
doing
his-
parties.
Still at another
Yeah,
level.
he was
What the fuck
doing-
is he talking about?
He was doing
It ain't no you heard it soon like it's over. Like you died or something. Nigga, you still
get what
here.
I'm saying.
I'm not saying that, but he was doing
Nah, I
parties.
was doing a lot of parties out of town, but I would come in and out like pause and you know, I mean, this is crazy. Come in and out, but
You were helping artists too. I know you had a time. You were. I remember seeing an interview, even tapping into
Now, you go
how
to
you
his-
do the radio
go-
thing.
go to- before
and
you get to
everything.
radio, go to his
But no,
interview segment,
you were putting on artists as well. Like I remember you was talking to Young and May. I remember you helped break that record
Before
with her.
that.
But yeah, even before that, even on Queen's time, you was doing that. Even speaking to the One Shot and the other homie prior, TL is. I heard of TL through your tapes.
yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? To be
TL was
honest.
I mean, you know
You know what I mean?
Shout out
was
to
a hood
TL.
legend.
Shout
Nah,
out,
he is.
I mean, very humble person.
Very.
Family. You know, shout out to Vic too, man. Vic was putting in work too. I came and see Nicki. Nicki, me and him would argue about Nicki because I knew Nicki was gonna be a superstar.
Okay.
And I seen the grind. Like I seen her drive. Like I was on the Avenue and she was on the Avenue. I was on Canal Street. She was on Canal Street. I was in Brooklyn. Like it was a route. So, you know, I felt I kind of understood her hungriness. You know what I mean? I
Nah,
seen her
it's
5
You
crazy.
were with Remy too, right?
Yeah, Remy too. Before
Yeah.
Remy, but he put me on to Nikki. And shout out to my homegirls Lauren and Tasha. They brought Nikki to barbecue, right? I'm gonna tell you, I knew she was different. She had dropped a mixtape with Big Mike. It was the Barbie cover, right?
Okay.
And this is like 20. This is 2007. I'm not saying 17. 2007.
Okay.
We had the barbecue off of Farmers in Linden, and I'm like, yo, you know, I want to get a freestyle from you. She's like, yo, just hit me up. I just did Superstar. I got to do Superstar J, and this is like right after Rest in Peace of Stack. He just had died, and she was like, yeah, Stack, that's my baby. I'll never forget that. But she was so Hollywood, so I'll never forget how she
Even
was at
then?
that time.
Wow.
Like I knew that she had that starman, like she
had
did
it
that
in her.
aura,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the way she was talking, she was cocky then.
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah, I gotta do Superstar J. And I'm like, Superstar J, that's my brother. What are you talking about? She styled on me with my brother.
Yeah.
This is before any records. This is when she dropped her first actual mixtape.
Stamp that first.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta do Superstar J. And then when I told like, yo, she's like, yeah, cause Stack Bundles. I'm like, Stack Bundles, like, if you don't know Stack Bundles, you gotta know me because Stack Bundles always shout my name out anytime he got a chance to. So it's crazy how our stories go gel. It comes together.
Always
go together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, with artists, like, it's no ill will, because I be getting artists like be in my DMs like, yo, my nigga, I know you, and I'm like,
what's that good?
Like, no, it's like, seriously, like, you don't even know me, like, you know of me, or you know somebody that know me and feel like we're connected. Like, that's not gonna get me to play your record. Like, have a conversation. Like, 9 out of 10 when people have conversations with me, they totally look at me different. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. You're definitely not gonna scare me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna happen at all. You know what I mean? Let's come, like, if you want to come to the club, understanding, like, you know what I mean? Like, you hit me, you know what I mean? Show, like, landlord always show love, like, make yourself known, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody got, like, I can sit here and say I'm that nigga and then go down a block and nobody don't know who the fuck I am.
That's a fact.
It's all lanes and certain shit. You might be doing mad work, but I might not know about it.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
They take it personal.
Yeah, like, yo, I'm popping.
I'm shaking over
there. You know what I mean? You got that. You know,
ask about me real talk.
Yo, you get that shit. You get that shit all day long.
Like, all right.
And Instagram make it small where you got rappers that, is replying back, but not really replying back. They, you know what I mean? And it's different. Like, yo, I got this nigga. All right, you got him. Hit me. Don't hit me at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning when the bottles is flaring and you got a USB, or you telling me, can you play this through my phone?
Nah, we're not doing that.
No, nigga, what are you talking about? I don't even never heard your record.
I don't know what I'm about to play.
Like, at least, I tell artists all the time, have you ever had a conversation with me like 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
You even pull up to my venues.
Why don't you tell them how the artist be like, yo, you got my record?
Yo, I'm coming through with a couple of people.
Yeah.
Let's work together. Nigga. At least you got a couple of bitches and some niggas where we can probably try to make this shit work. Like, hey,
like,
niggas is going crazy over there. Who's that? Niggas be pulling up by themselves and then stand behind you.
Why you playing
like,
it?
Nigga, we both drowning right now.
That's facts, though. That's facts.
I'm having angels, and a nigga would come every week with a new record by himself. And the nigga say, yo, I got you. Yo, good looks. And hand me like $10, my nigga. Like, yo,
that's you got $10.
And looked at me like with the face like,
I appreciate you.
You did your thing, nigga, tonight. I'm like, nigga.
Like, do you not know who I am?
Yeah, like, nigga, I don't want none of your drinks. I don't want $20. Yo, my nigga, the easiest, and I'm going to tell you a cheat code.
Okay.
You got your crew, right? It's got to be a nigga that just want to do everything. Make that nigga come in before 12, before the bottle prices go crazy. That's the 2 for $5 or something.
Situated.
You know what I mean? Get 4 bottles. Have him sit there.
Usually, it might be cheaper than that.
You know what I mean? It might be cheaper than that. Give him $100 where he can play with the strippers and do what he got to do.
Because New York City is definitely back open.
So when you come, or even tell a nigga, yo, I don't want him until this time. You already bought him. Or finesse the promoter. Half of these promoters are using you, and they tell you to come out and never tell us.
Don't send us the record.
And text the phone like, yo, Jay, you can play this record? Nah, my nigga, tell this promoter, yo, if I'm spending some bread, this is what I want. I'm going to send it to you to send it to Jay where I can
listen
put it
to
in
it
my, you know what I mean?
Prepare it and just know what direction you're going to do with it. But now listen, so now that we told y'all about the Q Borough Classic and how we got into mixtape, now we're going to segue into how we got into radio. So now, chilling one day, my man, Waka Flocka, he's from the hood. I'm going to get into that. So now, Farmers. So now Waka moves to Atlanta. I grew up with his brother. Shout out to Quam.
Okay.
So now we grew up together. So now Waka comes back to New York, older. He leaves a couple of years, comes back. And he's hanging out with Slow Bucks, doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? So now we in Hollisburger.
Oh, yes.
Used to be on Hollis
Legendary
230. Legendary Hollisburger. And he says to me, I'm going to tell you, he like, yo, when I get on, I want you to be my DJ. I'm like, how many people tell me that shit?
Yeah,
you want to be a DJ?
Go through
whatever.
It,
So that shit went in one ear and out the other. So now he shows me his mixtapes. He's putting mad mixtapes out. Fast forward, Jay has a party at this club called East Manor. Okay. And I sent Waka up there. Waka went up there. Jay ended up doing a party. Mr. C was DJing. Queens Boulevard.
Yeah, okay.
Right next to Amadeus.
No,
Right next to Amadeus.
Yeah.
So Jay's doing the party at Amadeus. Sorry, East Amanda. So I sent Waka up there. He don't know who Waka is because Waka's really my man. So Jay ended up finding out about Waka. You want to tell your story about how you knew about Waka real quick or no?
No, you doing your thing.
All right, so now Jay ended up knowing about Waka because his man Hap,
Okay.
Yeah, from
Buffalo.
Buffalo. That's where Benny and all of them.
That's where Benny and them come from. So now Jay calls me like, yo, some nigga named that be with Gucci named Waka Flocka. I'm like, that's my man from the neighborhood. Like, he's from the hood. He like, word? So now, fast forward, I end up sending Waka up there with his uncle, which is Joe the Boss and Bimmy. No, not the Buffalo. I sent him to East Manor.
Oh, all right, it's East Manor.
So Waka comes to the club. He ends up paying to get in the club. Whatever. He had a bunch of people with him. He's really nobody at this time.
And he didn't mind. He's like, it is what it is.
Because at the end of the day, he's popping out there. He's with Gucci running around. I saw Icy Boys / Brick Squad.
Brick Squad, yeah.
So now
Frenchie and all that.
Jay's in the party with him, and Jay introduced him to Mr. C. Like, yo, this is Waka Flocka. He's on the come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is before, let's do it,
and
took off.
Yeah.
Oh, it was out, but it didn't take off.
You already had it? Okay.
We're talking 09, October, November.
Okay.
So now, fast forward, Waka gets shot in January. So now, his uncle calls him like, yo, Waka here. Let's go to the city. So now I'm sleeping. I get a phone call from a 678 number. I don't answer. So now his uncle like, yo, love, come us to the city. So I call Jay. Like, we can go to the city real quick. So we go to Manhattan. I forgot what club we went to. It was right across the street from M2. Whatever club that was popping on a Wednesday. This is crazy because this is the same day. It's the M2
was Mansion?
M2
no, right?
was Mansion, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever club that was. So now we go there, right? So now I don't like, Waka tells me in the hotel, before we get to the club, he's like, yo, I called you earlier. I did 106 in Park and I was trying to get you to DJ. I'm like,
I seen the area code. I didn't want to answer.
Sometimes we think.
mind you,
bill
I
collector
seen
numbers,
it.
we
No.
gotta pick them shits up,
I'm going to be honest with you.
what
I was half asleep.
Yeah.
I was tired. I looked at the phone. I don't know who the fuck this is. I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
So now when he tell me this, I'm like, I'm tight. I misses the nigga. His video goes to
opportunity.
mind you, Waka gets shot. So when he gets shot, it takes his video.
That's news right there.
It takes his video to number one. So now he's popping like he's the talk of the town. So now he's number one. So now you know how 106 in Park used to be. When you become number one, you perform.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So now
So he wanted you to come
DJ for him. He had no DJ.
while he performed.
While he performed. Missed this opportunity. So now me and Jay, we go. This is my brother. We go to the city. We go to the party. This is the same night. The stories is crazy. Nicki fired his moms for management. He don't know this. We all find this out together. Yes. Jay knows Nicki. He goes over to the section because he knows Safari. They all over there chilling. We go in the club. I don't know Nicki. I know her, but you know, I told her I met her before, but I'm not.
But you're not with Waka at this time.
I'm in the club with Waka, but I'm not DJing for Waka just of yet. I ain't get to that part yet.
Oh, so and Nicki's over there. She just fired his mom.
She just fired his mother. We don't know this yet because they acting funny like, yo, why they here? Because it was us, Frenchie, his brother Woo, the kid, his uncle. We on the spot.
But y'all not really peeping what's going on.
We don't know what's going on. We don't know this full story yet. They made the move yet. Because she's like, why they here? I'm like, wow. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just, Jay went over there. He saluted her. Safari. He knew Safari because he already had a relationship with them already. So Jay's over there in the section. I didn't go over there. So now, at the end of the night, Jay like, yo, no, damn, my nigga, like, yo, you need to fuck with this shit, my nigga. You like, you got it. Like, one thing about this guy, he sees a lot of shit before it happens.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, whatever. You know, I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Regular shit.
So I ended up doing another party at East Manor, the same club I told you that Waka had went to, and I'm DJing, and I get a phone call. And I told myself, if I ever get a phone call from a 678 number, I'm answering up. So I go outside. It's his brother like, yo, love, I need you to get to Atlanta on Monday. I can't do this shit no more. You're going to have to DJ for him because Waka shit is starting to pick up. I'm like, you serious? Mind you, Jay already told me before we left that part, like, yo, you need to go ahead and go do that shit. I'm like, yo.
man, like, what the fuck?
Like, nigga, you playing, my nigga. Like, you in. Like, he let me know, like, you in, nigga.
But before we end, right? Before we end, Love Dinero got to tell you his BET story, how him and Waka Flocka got banned from BET.
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Hold on. We're going to get to that.
I'm going to get to that for 3 hours, man.
They're going to have to edit some of this shit. So now, mind you.
I'm not editing nothing, my nigga.
Listen. So now, mind you, right? So now, I get the phone call. I go outside the party. He tells me I get to Atlanta. I booked this shit immediately. I'm not playing. I don't know what I'm expecting.
Nigga, tell him how you got banned from BET for life.
I'm gonna tell him for that. We can get to that
life?
I ain't giving for no life. He's lying.
For life.
He's good now.
So now,
He can never DJ a BT
I flew to Atlanta. I don't know what I'm gonna do because at the end of the day, we're from New York, and then he's in Atlanta.
Yeah,
this is
it's
when
a different-
mixtapes is. I didn't realize how powerful mixtape was at this time.
Even down there.
I didn't know. I didn't know how big it was, how it was connecting. Because Waka put out a lot of mixtapes. So now I only know the one song, "Oh Let's Do It."
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't
Waka,
know the B-side
I don't
tracks
know all
or
the other
whatever.
tracks he got. This
what he
record,
got
that
going on.
record.
Yeah.
So now he tells me, "Yo, look, come to my room." My first show was in Pittsburgh, and it's Jay's second home, Pittsburgh, because he has a line
Shout
out
out my
there.
guy Bum.
He has a line out there in Pittsburgh. So my first show, it's crazy how this shit all connects, is in Pittsburgh. And he Waka like, "Yo, look, come to my room." So I go to this room, and I get the music. So now I put the show together, and I'm like, all right, cool. So now I go out there, they going crazy. Retarded. Like, I'm just like, this shit is...
shit you put together.
I never know, mind you, this is the third artist I DJ for, because I DJ for my man Maze, which is from the hood. He's the first person that put me on. Then
Shout out Maze.
Ashanti, I told you, she took me to LA. So now this is the first person, well, actually, well, I'm kind
On
of...
some road, like you really got some full control
I got
here.
full control
Yeah,
here because
yeah.
everybody else was like, you know, we opened up for Cheeks when I was with Maze, so it was a little, they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They wanted to see Cheeks.
But this
so
right here,
this
they
right
know
here,
the artist,
they know the artist, so this is a
everything, yeah.
whole different animal right here. So now I start DJing for him. I stay away for like 2 weeks. We do Spring Bling. We do whatever you name that was going on, we do. So now I'm going to fast forward to the BET Awards.
the awards.
The BET Awards. So now, because he want me to tell his story.
Yeah.
So now we get to the BET Awards. We practice. You know what I'm saying? They got the fire and shit going up. Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. So now I gets there. Shout out to Slow. Jim Jones, I see G Wells. I see the guys. It's the first time I'm getting to see the niggas from Queens.
Yeah.
Slow's there. Those whole Slow Bucks move.
So now
they're
it's like,
coming
we
up.
in Queens. Yeah,
Nigga, I'm like, yo, so I'm on stage.
The town is here.
The stage is turned around. You know what I'm saying? They got to turn me back around to go, so we can go live
Spin
front
around.
Spin
All right,
around.
all right, okay.
So I see Slow Jim Jones. I'm hyped. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to my fucking, I don't listen to the record. I don't cue it up.
Oh.
It's cute, but I didn't hear it.
Uh-huh.
So now the stage turns because I'm so excited because I see Jewels, you know what I'm saying? I see them like, yeah, Slow, Queens, we in here. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yo, when I tell you the stage come on, yo, the music come on. I think I was supposed to play because at this time, I'm gonna tell you a story. It's so ill. Wale was signed to Interscope, and Atlantic wanted him, but Atlantic didn't want to let Interscope know that Wale was really popping. They wanted Interscope to drop him.
Downplay.
They wanted to drop him.
Yeah,
they wanted
yeah.
Interscope to drop him so they could pick him up.
Yeah,
And
they wanted
signed
to downplay him like he wasn't lit.
They wanted Interscope to drop them so
they could go
MMG,
grab him.
They could, well, Atlantic could pick him up.
Okay.
So they didn't want to. So they had that plan. So they didn't want Wale to perform. They only allowed Roscoe Dash. So Roscoe Dash wrote. He was on No Hands. Turn all the way turned up. So they didn't want Wale to perform. So now the whole time we rolling with Wale. He's with us. Shout out to Reese because she was running around managing him at the time, and she's the one that put the whole No Hands record together.
Okay.
She was the one that kind of put that whole thing together. So now the No Hands record, I think I forgot how I did. I think I played No Hands first and then play Hard in the Paint. But I was supposed to play Hard in the Paint and then No Hands. It was supposed to go to.
So you messed up the
I
order.
messed up the order because I made two different show mixes.
Okay.
So now when I play this shit, Waka goes out there and he
Perform
goes
the other joint.
and he pulls everybody. He pulls Birdman on stage. He pulls everybody on stage. There's nothing we did in practice. Nothing we did in rehearsal.
Yeah.
Nothing we did. So now they looking at us like, yo, what the fuck?
Is y'all doing?
So now we got the fire going off because Hard in the Paint, they had the fire and the cans and shit was like a movie on stage.
Because they had they scheduling already.
Yo,
they
I fucked the whole show up. Damn. Shit was fucked up.
Waka almost got blazed with the fire, everything.
Well, he was doing other
Love
shit.
Dinero, go
Nigga
home.
almost got for real.
That was
Like,
before-
go home for real, son.
That was before Love Dinero. That was Love Dinero, nigga. That was nigga.
But tell them how they exited y'all out. Like they ended up,
Mind you, hold on. So now we go to our trailer because we had a trailer out there. Mind you, the whole day was fucked up because BT took mad long to come get us. It was a lot of fuckboy shit going on. They was doing a lot of fuck shit. So that helped me in my sense because, I'm like, well, fuck BT,
Well,
whatever the
yeah,
case.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he still like, man,
had to
fuck
feel
them.
like son, right?
Yeah, so now Lex Luger, which is a producer, he won the award. But it was like some bullshit going on with the tickets. He wasn't in there. Waka went on stage and got the award. He wasn't
For
supposed
Lex Luger.
for Lex Luger.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
Nah.
So when he did that,
They was like, it's enough.
they came knocking on our trailer like, listen, you guys gotta get off the premises. Hey, yo,
Enough is enough with
I will
y'all.
never forget that shit, yo. My heart was in the trunk, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, we fucked this
Your love
shit up.
was
Like,
Say, can I at least get the condiments or something?
yeah. Can I get some
Get
of
the
this?
fuck out of here.
Fuck
Yo,
out.
mind you,
Shout out to
Quiet.
BT though, man.
Shout
It was
out to
the young
BT.
mistakes, man.
Yo, they worked it out on Monday, but shout out to Sherry and Joey IE, his guy. They came to the fucking drill like, what the fuck did you
y'all
guys do? What the fuck? Ma, they looking at us like, yo.
how do y'all make it this
Because
bad?
at this
Like, you know
time,
what I'm saying?
Walking Sound to Asylum, which was like powered by
was a
Atlantic.
under
Atlantic,
yeah,
under Atlantic at the time, so they was kind of Sherry
Subsidiary.
and Joey was kind of controlling that shit at that time, and Todd they was the one on top of that because he was signing the Bricks card or whatever the case it was. So they came knocking on the door, and they kicked us out. Damn, that shit was so crazy.
Damn.
No, I couldn't know that. Yo, that was like one of the worst days of my life
No,
that I had to ever witness. Because
I could see,
I
like,
hit
I
the
could
news.
bet.
Did you know he was going to accept that award for him or not?
No, like we in the trailer because there's a TV in the trailer just like this that can see everything that's going on
So
stage.
y'all watching it as
we
it's
watching
happening.
it. It was like, yo,
oh, son,
he went on
you wildin'.
stage. Mind you, he done went in the crowd, pulled people on stage when all the fire shit was
Did
going
all
on.
type of stuff he
all
shouldn't
kind of
have
shit that he
did.
wasn't supposed to do. So now he do that. I'm like, oh my god! And 2 minutes later, security's
I fucked
knocking
my
out.
money up.
They knocked on that door and they
You definitely
kicked us
fucked
out.
his money up.
Nah, he didn't fuck the money up because.
No, you know what I'm saying? The situation
What
at
happened
that
was,
time. yeah.
you know, publicity ended up being all over. Everybody was talking about like, yeah, because Waka did the BET Awards. You know, they was airing it before it came out, but they tried to fix it, but they didn't really fix it. So that Monday, we flew to New York because Waka album was dropping that Tuesday. So we ended up going to New York. Waka ended up speaking to Stephen Hill. They ended up chopping it
And
up.
they-
They worked it
they
out.
fixed it up.
We did 106 in Park again.
Okay.
So no, it worked out.
It worked out cool.
Yeah.
It ended up being a bad situation that turned it good. You know what I'm saying?
That turned better. In a sense.
It turned wonderful because they ended up talking, they worked it out, and they apologized. Like, yo, listen, we ended up doing 106 in Park, and we killed it. It was like, yo, it was cool, and I was like,
that's
I would
crazy.
never, as
That's
a DJ,
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, DJs out there, always use them headphones. I know DJs nowadays be so relying on the cue points. Put them headphones on and listen to that music.
And listen what's going on.
Because I was so hyped because I seen my peoples. I lost my whole shirt. I didn't listen to what I was about to play, and I fucked the whole show up.
you gotta really.
So
be
you
a part of
wear
what's
headphones
now.
for life, my nigga.
You have to. You got to wear your headphones, man. A lot of DJs be trying to DJ without no headphones. Listen to what you about to play because you never know what situation you might be in, man. Learn from me because I was on national TV when they played it. We couldn't do it over. Even though it was pre-recorded, we could not do that over.
Yeah.
So with me dealing with Waka and all that time, I was running around with him and I was doing like, going to radio. And I know I always wanted to do radio because I did radio prior to that. I did radio in North Carolina. Shout out to my man D Jones. He had got me out there. But fast forward, I ended up going to Sirius with Waka and I met my PD, which is my
That's what we
PD
at
now. Sirius Mills. He wasn't a PD at the time. He was doing something else. But I met him and I had hollered at him and I started doing G-Unit Radio. Once again, guys, this shit comes back. G-Unit Radio. So now I do G-Unit Radio.
To the unit.
This is
I'm
crazy.
sorry,
son.
not G-Unit Radio. I'm lying. I did Sunday with Miss Mimi. Then I moved to G-Unit Radio.
okay.
So now I started SiriusXM 2010. So now I'm gonna let him take
PR.
over when he got him.
Got you.
No, I didn't do PR, y'all. PR used to call me when I was on the road with Waka.
But we're gonna close out like this,
Go ahead.
right?
I'm letting him go ahead.
Through all the trials and tribulations,
Yes.
we worked it out where we on the biggest station, Shake 45, where I come on at 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. on Sirius XM.
And I
He
come
comes
on
from
at 10 to 12.
And they was just looking for a DJ
Saturdays.
out of
No, he's VIP Saturdays and I'm weekend work.
So he came, they were looking for a DJ. And so happily, Coach PR called me and I said, yo, you should get love, you know what I mean? And he was like, yo, let me see what works out. And it worked out good. And you could catch love on Hot 97. You could catch me on Sirius XM, Shake 45, sometimes Hot 97. But my home is Shake 45, interviewing all the big artists like Breakfast Club,
Definitely.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Ebro and them, he does, and just working it, man. Just shout out to
Nah, but
everybody
he's
in
not,
Queens.
but
Shout out to y'all platform.
He's trying to speed it up, but he called me before he even told me.
Guy is drunk.
I gotta tell him now, I'm not drunk.
Give my man his flowers too.
I try to
He
tell
gave you
you,
mad flowers. It's his time,
That
right?
nigga, like, he called me like, yo, love, you sure you could do this shit? Because I know how you are. Because I
Flowers
know
is kind of like bringing it back to him. You say, yo, love.
yo, bro, you
Roses and
called me.
roses, you heard?
You called me and said, yo, you gonna do this? You could do this shit? I'm like, yeah, I could do this
Nah,
shit.
you know, because love has a
Time problem,
lateness problem.
I'm working on it. I'm
And-
fixing it, y'all. I'm getting
And
together.
he's getting better with it, and you know he's doing real good with it. You know, and hopefully we can go another 10 years with this, and
Nah, y'all definitely putting on.
you know, and right now we just.